Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Heathcote District Football and Netball League vote count for 2018. I'm joined tonight, my name is Sean Makepeace, and I'm joined by board members Judy Ryan, Claire Lowe, Leo Demio, Jed McCormick, Paul Weller, and our board chair Peter Cole, and also our operations manager for the league in Jan Manus. We've got a lot to get through, 9 counts in total, so we won't be wasting too much time as we go through. We'll begin our count with the 15 and under netball and finally finish with the Sam Cheatley medal for the senior football. We will run through some leaderboards after rounds 10, 13 and 16 to keep you up to date. And of course, good luck to all of the potential winners tonight. But we will get into it, and I'll hand you straight over to Judy Ryan and Claire Lowe, and Judy to call the count for the 15 and under netball.
15 and under netball, round 1. Leachville Gumbau versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. E. Barnstable, North Bendigo. 2 votes. S. Hove, Leachville Gumbau. 3 votes. K. Hicks, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Lockington Bemorm. 1 vote. May M. Harrop Mounts. 2 votes. M. Haynes, LBU. 3 votes. J. Watley Mounts. Huntley versus White Hills, 1 vote B. Salm, White Hills. 2 votes B. Reedy, White Hills. 3 vote S. Cass, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Elmore, 1 vote M. McKay, Elmore. 2 votes E. Jones, Elmore. 3 votes D. Palmer, Colbinaban. Elmore versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote S. Hoare, Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes J. Baxter, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes M. McKay, Elmore. Round 2. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote E. Moroney, Colbinaban. 2 votes G. Pianta Cook, Heathcote. 3 votes A. Ingram, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote M. Hicks, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes E. Barnstable, North Bendigo. 3 votes M. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. LBU versus Huntley. 1 vote K. Stone, Huntley. 2 votes M. Haynes, LBU. 3 votes C. Jones, LBU. Round 3. Leachville Gumbau versus Heathcote. 1 vote G. Pianta Cook, Heathcote. 2 votes S. Link, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes G. Edsel Finch, Heathcote. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote J. Rosea, Elmore. 2 votes J. Watley, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes M. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo. 1 vote E. Barnstable, North Bendigo. 2 votes E. Davies, Huntley. 3 votes T. Carlo, North Bendigo. White Hills versus LBU. 1 vote B. Same, White Hills. 2 votes M. Haynes, LBU. 3 votes H. Mitchell, White Hills. Round 4. Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote H. Coleman, Heathcote. 2 votes L. Higgins, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes J. Watley, Mount Pleasant. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote E. Davies, Huntley. 2 votes M. Biggs, Huntley. 3 votes M. McKay, Elmore. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 vote C. Holmes, White Hills. 2 votes B. Reedy, White Hills. 3 votes S. Cass, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote S. Hoare, Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes T. Myers, Colbinaban. 3 votes D. Palmer, Colbinaban. Round 5. LBU versus North Bendigo. 1 vote E. Downey, North Bendigo. 2 votes G. Hinks, LBU. 3 votes C. Jones, LBU. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinaban. 1 vote D, Palmer, Colbinaban. 2 votes A, Ingram, Colbinaban. 3 votes E, Curlin, Colbinaban. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote M, Biggs, Huntley. 2 votes G, Pianta Cook, Heathcote. 3 votes G, Edsel, Finch, Heathcote. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 vote C, Seabrook, Elmore. 2 votes H, Mitchell, White Hills. 3 votes E, O'Brien, White Hills. Round 6. Leachville Gumbow versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote J, Watley, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes M, Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes J, Baxter, Leachville Gumbower. Colbinaban versus Huntley. 1 vote L, Bolden, Huntley. 2 votes T, Payne, Colbinaban. 3 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban. 1 vote, Elmore versus LBU. 1 vote G, Crawford, LBU. 2 votes M, Mackay, Elmore. 3 votes G, Hinks, LBU. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote M, McNutt, Heathcote. 2 votes H, Mitchell, White Hills. 3 votes S, Cass, White Hills. Round 7. LBU versus Heathcote. 1 vote S, Moon, LBU. 2 votes R, Jorgensen, Heathcote. 2 votes M, Candy, LBU. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote E, Dalsey, North Bendigo. 2 votes E, Giffen, Elmore. 3 votes E, Jones, Elmore. White Hills versus Colbinaban. 1 vote H, Mitchell, White Hills. 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills. 3 votes D, Palmer, Colbinaban. Huntley versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote L, Griffiths, Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes E, Davies, Huntley. 3 votes S, Hoare, Leachville Gumbower. Round 8. 1 vote Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote J, Stone, Huntley. 2 votes M, Hicks, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes J, Watley, Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus LBU. 1 vote D, Palmer, Colbinaban. 2 votes M, McInnes, LBU. 3 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban. Leachville Gumbow versus White Hills. 1 vote E, O'Brien, White Hills. 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills. 3 votes B, Salm, White Hills. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote R, Jorgensen, Neve, Heathcote. 2 votes K, Hicks, North Bendigo. 3 votes H, Coleman, Heathcote. Round 9. Heathcote versus Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote C, Seabrook, Elmore. 2 votes J, Roseo, Elmore. 3 votes L, Homburg, Elmore. North Bendigo versus Colbinaban. 1 vote K, Hicks, North Bendigo. 2 votes L, Budge, Colbinaban. 3 votes A, Ingram, Colbinaban. LBU versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote C, Jones, LBU. 2 votes S, Hall, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes G, Crawford, LBU. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote J, Watley, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills. 3 votes H, Mitchell, White Hills. Round 10. North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote K, Hicks, North Bendigo. 2 votes J, Baxter, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes E, Barnstable, North Bendigo. LBU versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote M Haynes LBU, 2 votes M Harrop Mount Pleasant, 3 votes C Jones LBU. White Hills versus Huntley, 1 vote B Reedy White Hills, 2 votes H Mitchell White Hills, 3 votes S Cass White Hills. Elmore versus Colbinaban, 1 vote Emily E Jones Elmore, 2 votes T Myers Colbinaban, 3 votes D Palmer Colbinaban.
Thank you, Jude. Just before we move into round 11, let's take a look at the leaderboard because this will remove from your screen. Just quickly too, we do need to apologise for a flicker on the live stream, and that's just due to a last-minute change of venue, but hopefully you can hear us loud and clear. As you can see, the leaderboard in a really tight count to start us off for the 15 and under netball. I won't run through them all, but it will go from the top 5, which is Billy Reedy from White Hills on 11 votes, Maisie Harrop from Mount Pleasant on 11, Hope Mitchell from White Hills on 13, from Mount Pleasant, Georgia Watley on 13 votes, and leading the count just over the halfway mark after round 10 from Colbinaban is Dominique Palmer on 14 votes. Hand you back to Judy and Claire.
Round 11, Leachville Gumbauer versus Elmore, 1 vote J Baxter Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes E Jones Elmore, 3 votes S Hall Leachville Gumbauer. Colbinaban versus Heathcote, 1 vote A Tobin Heathcote, 2 votes C McLean Colbinaban, 3 votes A Ingram Colbinaban. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo, 1 vote K Hicks North Bendigo, 2 votes M Harrop Mount Pleasant, 3 votes J Watley Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus LBU, 1 vote M Cox LBU, 2 votes M Haynes LBU, 3 vote M McInnes LBU. Round 12, Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbauer, 1 vote J Baxter Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes M McNutt Heathcote, 3 votes L Hawken Leachville Gumbauer. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote M Mackay Elmore, 2 votes J Watley Mount Pleasant, 3 votes M Harrop Mount Pleasant. North Bendigo versus Huntley, 1 vote C Sanderson Huntley, 2 votes E Davies Huntley, 3 votes K Hicks North Bendigo. LBU versus White Hills, 1 vote B Reedy White Hills, 2 votes C Jones LBU, 3 votes H Mitchell White Hills. Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote, this game was forfeited by Heathcote, therefore no votes. Round 13, Huntley versus Elmore, 1 vote C Sanderson Huntley, 2 votes C Seabrook Elmore, 3 votes E Jones Elmore. White Hills versus North Bendigo, 1 vote C Holmes White Hills, 2 votes E Barnstable North Bendigo, 3 votes H Mitchell White Hills. Leachville Gumbauer versus Colbinaban, 1 vote Z McLean Colbinaban, 2 votes S Hoare Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes D Palmer Colbinaban.
Thank you, Jude. We'll just take another look at the leaderboard after round 13 of the 15 and under netball. Our top 5, Shona Hoare from Leachville Gumbauer on 14 votes, Maisie Harrop from Mount Pleasant on 16, Dominique Palmer from Colbinaban on 17. On 18 votes, we have Georgia Watley from Mount Pleasant, and a new leader after round 13 in the 15 under netball from White Hills on 19 votes, Hope Mitchell.
Round 14, North Bendigo versus LBU, 1 vote K Hicks North Bendigo, 2 votes C Jones LBU, 3 votes M Haynes LBU. Colbinaban versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote M Harrop Mount Pleasant, 2 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban, 3 votes D, Palmer, Colbinaban. Heathcote versus Huntley, 1 vote E, Davies, Huntley, 2 votes G, Edsel, French, Heathcote, 3 votes K, Stone, Huntley. Elmore versus White Hills, 1 vote M, McCain, Elmore, 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills, 3 votes S, Cass, White Hills. Round 15, Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbower, 1 vote L, Hawken, Leachville Gumbower, 2 votes J, Watley, Mount Pleasant, 3 votes M, Harrop, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colbinaban, 1 vote T, Payne, Colbinaban, 2 votes D, Palmer, Colbinaban, 3 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban. LBU versus Elmore, 1 vote M, McInnes, LBU, 2 vote E, Jones, Elmore, 3 votes G, Crawford, LBU. White Hills versus Heathcote, 1 vote M, Cass, White Hills, 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills, 3 votes G, Pianta, Cook, Heathcote. Round 16, 1 vote G, Crawford, LBU, 2 votes M, Haynes, LBU, 3 votes S, Moon, LBU. Elmore versus North Bendigo, 1 vote T, Waters, Elmore, 2 votes K, Hicks, North Bendigo, 3 votes E, Jones, Elmore. Colbinaban versus White Hills, 1 vote T, Payne, Colbinaban, 2 votes B, Reedy, White Hills, 3 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban.
Okay, let's take... Oh, sorry, one more game.
L, Leachville Gumbower versus Huntley, 1 vote L, Hawken, LBU, Leachville Gumbower, 2 votes L, Borden, Huntley, 3 votes S, Hove, Leachville Gumbower.
Thank you, Jude. We'll take one last look at the leaderboard after round 16 with just 2 rounds left to count. And our leaderboard looks like this with 2 rounds left to go. In 5th place is Billy Reedy from White Hills on 18 votes. Hope Mitchell from White Hills on 19. We have a tie in 2nd position at the minute between the Mount Pleasant duo of Maisie Harrop and Georgia Watley on 20 votes apiece. And back leading the count with 2 rounds to go on 22 votes from Colbinaban, Dominique Palmer. We'll hand you back to Judy and Claire to finish off the 15 and under netball best and fairest for 2018.
Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote L, Higgins, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes J, Watley, Mount Pleasant, 3 votes M, Mount Pleasant. LBU versus Colbinaban, 1 vote M, Haynes, LBU, 2 vote L, Budge, Colbinaban, 3 votes T, Myers, Colbinaban. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbower, 1 vote S, Hall, Leachville Gumbower, 2 votes L, Pearce, White Hills, 3 votes B, Reedy, White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote, 1 vote E, Barnstable, North Bendigo, 2 votes K, Hicks, North Bendigo, 3 votes G, Pianta Cook, Heathcote. Round 18, the last round, Heathcote versus Elmore, 1 vote J, Roseo, Elmore, 2 vote G, Pianta Cook, Heathcote, 3 votes Kate Campbell, Elmore. Colbinaban versus North Bendigo, 1 vote Z, McLean, Colbinaban, 2 votes K, Hicks, North Bendigo, 3 votes D, Palmer, Colbinaban. Leachville Gumbower versus LBU, 1 vote S, Hoare, Leachville Gumbower, 2 votes M. Haynes, LBU. 3 votes M. McInnes, LBU. And the last vote, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote L. Carbone, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes J. Watley, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes S. Cass, White Hills.
Thank you, Jude. That concludes the counting of the 15 and under netball for 2018. The leaderboard there is on your screen. I'll work my way up from number 5. Tanton Myers from Colbinaban on 21 votes. Also, Billy Reedy from White Hills on 21 votes. In third position from Mount Pleasant on 23 votes, we have Maisie Harrop. On 24 votes from Mount Pleasant is Georgia Watley. And congratulations on 25 votes. The winner of the 15 and under netball for 2018 from Colbinaban is Dominique Palmer. Congratulations to you, Dominique. Also, just quickly before we move on to the 17 and under netball count, for those who have joined the live stream, we just need to apologise for the flicker that is on the screen, and that's just due to a last-minute change of venue. You can see there the final tallies for the 15 and under medals. Dominique Palmer from Colbinaban on 25, and a great count between the two Mount Pleasant girls, Georgia Watley on 24 and Maisie Harrop on 23. We won't be too long, and I'll hand you over to Paul Weller and Peter Cole for the counting of the 17 and under netball for 2018.
Oh, you went on. Right. Round 1, Leachville Gumbau versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, G. Varker, North Bendigo. 2 votes, M. Purvis, Leachville Gumbau. 3 votes, G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbau. Mount Pleasant versus Lochinabamorm United. 1 vote, B. Howlett, Lochinabamorm United. 2 votes, M. Watley, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Taylor Lindry, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills. 1 vote, M. Galati, White Hills. 2 votes, B. Cochrane, Huntley. 3 votes, J. Coote, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Elmore. 1 vote, B. Hayden. 2 votes, E. Curlin, Colbo. 3 votes, H. Pearson, Colbo. Round 2, Elmore versus Leachville Gumbau. 1 vote, C. McGilvray, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes, R. Sparks, Elmore. 3 votes, L. Rosea, Elmore. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, H. Cox, Heathcote. 2 votes, M. Brown, Heathcote. 3 votes, A. Blow, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, G. Varker, North Bendigo. 3 votes, I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. Lochinabamorm United versus Huntley. 1 vote, B. Howlett, Lochinabamorm United. 2 votes, B. Cochrane, Huntley. 3 votes, E. Mitchell, Lochinabamorm United. Round 3, Leachville Gumbau versus Heathcote. 1 vote, G. Pianta, Heathcote. 2 votes, G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbau. 3 votes, Ellie Henry, Leachville Gumbau. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, T. Lindray, Mounts. 2 votes, M. Tupper, Mounts. 3 votes, L. Rosea, Elmore. Huntley versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, K. Biggs, Huntley. 2 votes, C. Collins, North. Bendigo. 3 votes, N. Matthews, Huntley. White Hills versus Lochinabamorm United, 1 vote, E. Mitchell, Lochinabamorm United. 2 votes, M. Osborne, White Hills. 3 votes, M. Galati, White Hills. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, M. Brown, Heathcote. 2 votes, M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, T. Lindray, Mount Pleasant. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote, G. Waterman, Huntley. 2 votes, L. Rosea, Elmore. 3 votes, C. Hayes, Elmore. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 vote, M. Galati, White Hills. 2 votes, G. Varker, North Bendigo. 3 votes, A. Ripper, White Hills. Colbinavan versus Leachville Gunbear. 1 vote, A. Blow, Colbinavan. 2 votes, T. Payne, Colbinavan. 3 votes, Z. Myers, Colbinavan. Round 5, Lochinabamorm United versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, G. Varker, North Bendigo. 2 votes, S. Jones, Lochinabamorm United. 3 votes, C. Collins, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinavan. 1 vote, I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, E. Ingram, Colbinavan. 3 votes, T. Myers, Colbinavan. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote, H. Cox, Heathcote. 2 votes, E. D. Revell, Huntley. 3 votes, G. Waterman, Huntley. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 vote, A. Ripper, White Hills. 2 votes, M. Galati, White Hills. 3 votes, A. Hormenko, Elmore. Round 6, Leachville Gunbear versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, G. Hodge, Leachville Gunbear. 2 votes, I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. Colbinavan versus Huntley. 1 vote, H. Sears, Huntley. 2 votes, Z. Myers, Colbinavan. 3 votes, E. Ingram, Colbinavan. Elmore versus Lochinabamorm United. 1 vote, E. Mitchell, Lochinabamorm United. 2 votes, K. Niven, Elmore. 3 votes, A. Hormenko, Elmore. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote, C. Byrne, Heathcote. 2 votes, M. Galati, White Hills. 3 votes, M. Osborne, White Hills. Round 7, Lochinabamorm United versus Heathcote. E. Palmer, Lochinabamorm United, 1 vote. 2 votes, C. Byrne, Heathcote. 3 votes, B. Baker, Lochinabamorm United. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote, A. Hormenko, Elmore. 2 votes, B. Hayden, Elmore. 3 votes, S. McLean, Elmore. White Hills versus Colbinavan. 1 vote, A. Ripper, White Hills. 2 votes, Z. Myers, Colbinavan. 3 votes, A. Blow, Colbinavan. Huntley versus Leachville Gunbear. 1 vote, E. Galati, Leachville Gumbia, 2 votes. E. D. Revell, Huntley, 3 votes. C. McGilvray, Leachville Gumbia. Round 8, Mount Pleasant versus Huntley, 1 vote. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes. C. Sanderson, Huntley, 3 votes. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. Colburn Avon versus Lockington Bermorm United, 1 vote. E. Ingram, Colburn Avon, 2 votes. B. Baker, Lockington Bermorm United, 3 votes. E. Curlin, Colburn Avon. Leachville Gumbia versus White Hills, 1 vote. C. McGilvray, Leachville Gumbia, 2 votes. A. Ripper, White Hills, 3 votes. G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbia. Heathcote versus North Bendigo, 1 vote. K. Ellis, North Bendigo, 2 votes. H. Cox, Heathcote, 3 votes. C. Collins, North Bendigo. Round 9, 1 vote. This is Elmore versus Heathcote, 1 vote. M. Brown, Heathcote, 2 votes. A. Hormenko, Elmore, 3 votes. R. Sparks, Elmore. North Bendigo versus Colburn Avon, 1 vote. E. Tardrew, North Bendigo, 2 votes. A. Blow, Colburn Avon, 3 votes. D. Palmer, Colburn Avon. Lockington Bermorm United versus Leachville Gumbia, 1 vote. E. Galati, Leachville Gumbia, 2 votes. B. Howlett, Lockington Bermorm United, 3 votes. E. Henry, Leachville Gumbia. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote. A. Falwell, White Hills, 2 votes. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant, 3 votes. M. Osborne, White Hills. Round 10, North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbia, 1 vote. T. Lovell, North Bendigo, 2 votes. E. Henry, Leachville Gumbia, 3 votes. E. Galetti, Leachville Gumbia. Lockington Bermorm United versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes. E. Palmer, Lockington Bermorm United, 3 votes. B. Howlett, Lockington Bermorm United. White Hills versus Huntley, 1 vote. M. Osborne, White Hills, 2 votes. C. Sanderson, Heathcote, 3 votes. A. Ripper, White Hills. Elmore versus Colburn Avon, 1 vote. C. Hayes, Elmore, 2 votes. H. Pearson, Colburn Avon, 3 votes. Z. Myers, Colburn Avon.
Thank you, Paul. Let's take a look at the leaderboard in the 17 and under netball after 10 rounds before it disappears off your screen. And on 9 votes, there is a stack of netballers there. I won't go through them all. I'll start with the top 3. On 10 votes, we have Zara Myers from Colburn Avon. We have Ashley Ripper from White Hills, also on 10 votes. And leading the count just over the halfway mark from Mount Pleasant is Maeve Tupper on 12 votes.
Right. Round 11. Leachville Gumbia versus Elmore, 1 vote. A. Hormenko, Elmore, 2 votes. G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbia, 3 votes. L. Rosea, Elmore. Colburn Avon versus Heathcote, 1 vote. G. Pianta Cook, Heathcote, 2 votes. E. Curlin, Colburn Avon, 3 votes. H. Pearson, Colburn Avon. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo, 1 vote. G. Varker, North Bendigo, 2 votes. Z. McCluskey, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Lochinabamorm United. 1 vote. E. Palmer, Lochinabamorm United. 2 votes. C. Sanderson Huntley. 3 votes. B. Baker, Lochinabamorm United. Round 12. Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbour. 1 vote. G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes. M. Purvis, Leachville Gumbour. 3 votes. E. Galletti, Leachville Gumbour. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. L. Rosea, Elmore. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote. G. Varker, North Bendigo. 2 votes. K. Biggs, Huntley. 3 votes. C. Sanderson, Huntley. Lochinabamorm United versus White Hills. 1 vote. E. McGavick, White Hills. 2 votes. S. Jones, Lochinabamorm United. 3 votes. A. Ripper, White Hills. Round 13. Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes. M. Watley, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote. B. Hayden, Elmore. 2 votes. C. Hayes, Elmore. 3 votes. A. Hormenko, Elmore. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. G. Varker, North Bendigo. 2 votes. M. Galati, White Hills. 3 votes. E. McGavock, White Hills. Leachville Gumbour versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote. A. Blow, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes. E. Galletti, Leachville Gumbour. 3 votes. G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbour.
Okay, after round 13, let's take another look at the leaderboard and another close count shaping up. In 5th spot, we have Abby Romenko from Elmore on 13. Also on 13, Ashley Ripper from White Hills. On 14 votes from Elmore, we have Livia Rosea. On 15 votes from Leachville Gunbower is Gretel Hodge. And leading the count from Mount Pleasant on 19 votes is still Maeve Tupper.
Round 14. North Bendigo versus Lockington. 1 vote. E. Tardu, North Bendigo. 2 votes. B. Howlett, Lochinabamorm United. 3 votes. G. Varker, North Bendigo. Colburn Abbon versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. M. Tupper, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes. Z. Myers, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote. M. Brown, Heathcote. 2 votes. G. Harrison, Huntley. 3 votes. N. Matthews, Huntley. Elmore versus White Hills. C. Hayes, Elmore, 1 vote. B. Hayden, Elmore, 1 vote. 2 votes to B. Hayden, Elmore. 3 votes. A. Hormenko, Elmore. Round 15. 1 vote. This is Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbour. 1 vote. G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes. I. Harrop, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. M. Watley, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote. E. Curlin, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes. C. Sanderson Huntley. 3 votes. Z. Myers, Colburn Abbon. Lockingham United versus Elmore. 1 vote, C. Hayes, Elmore. 2 votes, S. Truick, Elmore. 3 votes, A. Hormenko, Elmore. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote, C. Byrne, Heathcote. 2 votes, E. McGarrock, White Hills. 3 votes, M. Osborne, White Hills. Round 16, Heathcote versus Lockingham United. 1 vote, B. Baker, Lockingham United. 2 votes, S. Jones, Lockingham United. 3 votes, M. Brown, Heathcote. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, K. Niven, Elmore. 2 votes, L. Rosea, Elmore. 3 votes, A. Hormenko, Elmore. Colburn versus White Hills. 1 vote, Z. Myers, Colburn. 2 votes, A. Blow, Colburn. 3 votes, E. Curlin, Colburn. Leachville Gumbauer versus Huntley. 1 vote, E. Galletti, Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes, G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes, C. McGilvray, Leachville Gumbauer.
Thank you, Paul. Let's take a look at the leaderboard for one final time. Just 2 rounds to go after round 16 in the 17 and under netball count. And it is a close one. On 16 votes, Zara Myers from Colbo and Liv Rosea from Elmore. On 17 votes from Mount Pleasant, Ivy Harrop. On 18 votes, we have Gretel Hodge from Leachville Gunbower. On 20 votes from Mount Pleasant, Maeve Tupper. And now our new leader in the count for the 17 and under netball on 22 votes from Elmore is Abby Romenko.
Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, E. DeRavel, Huntley. 2 votes, M. Watley, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Z. McCluskey, Mount Pleasant. Lockingham United versus Colburn. 1 vote, H. Pearson, Colburn. 2 votes, S. Jones, Lockingham United. 3 votes, E. Ingram, Colburn. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote, M. Osborne, White Hills. 2 votes, G. Hodge, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes, A. Ripper, White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote, E. Tardrew, North Bendigo. 2 votes, S. Barker, North Bendigo. 3 votes, M. Brown, Heathcote. And we're into the final round, 18. Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote, R. Sparks, Elmore. 2 votes, S. Truick, Elmore. 3 votes, S. McLean, Elmore. Colburn versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, A. Drake, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Z. Myers, Colburn. 3 votes, A. Blow, Colburn. Leachville Gunbower versus Lockingham United. 1 vote, E. Henry, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, G. Byrne, Lockingham United. 3 votes, A. Wishart, Leachville Gunbower. And the final game, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote, Z. McCluskey, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, M. Galati, White Hills. 3 votes, M. Watley, Mount Pleasant.
Thank you, Paul. That concludes the counting of the 17 and under netball best and fairest for 2018. Your leaderboard is on the screen. In fifth, we have Ivy Harrop from Mount Pleasant on 17 votes. On 18 votes from Colbinaban is Zara Myers. Maeve Tupper from Mount Pleasant on 20 votes, in equal runner-up with Gretel Hodge from Leachfield Gunbower, also on 20 votes. And the winner of the 17 and under netball senior best and fairest for 2018 is from Elmore, Abby Romenko on 22 votes. Congratulations, Abby. Another fantastic count in the 17 and under netball, with Abby leading by, or ended up winning the count by 2 votes, and equal runners up there in Gretel Hodge from Leachfield Gunbower on 20 votes, and also Maeve Tupper from Mount Pleasant on 20 votes. Just recapping too, the 15 and under netball was won by Colbinaban's Dominic Palmer on 25 votes, and a runner-up on 24 votes from Mount Pleasant was Georgia Watley. We'll now move on to the David Ralston Medal for the under 17 and under football, and I'll hand you over to your caller for that particular count in Leo Demio. Thanks, Leo.
Thank you, Sean. So we'll move on to the under 17 football. Round 1, Leachfield Gunbower versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Liam Keefe, Leachfield Gunbower. 2 votes, Josh Hawken, Leachfield Gunbower. 3 votes, Toby Duncan, Leachfield Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote, Jed Thompson, LBU. 2 votes, Zach Charles, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Zach Toohey, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills. 1 vote, N. McKinley, White Hills. 2 votes, Connor Robinson, White Hills. 3 votes, Darcy McKinley, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Elmore. 1 vote, Mitchell Cuccelli, Elmore. 2 votes, Cooper Hamilton, Colbo. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. Round 2. 1 vote, Jacob Gordon, Leachfield Gunbower. 2 votes, Josh Hawken, Leachfield Gunbower. 3 votes, Billy Hawken, Leachfield Gunbower. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. 2 votes, Cooper Hamilton, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Isaac Karasha, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Jordan Lomas, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Barley White, Mount Pleasant. LBU versus Huntley. 1 vote, Harrison Campbell, Huntley. 2 votes, Tyrone Sinclair, LBU. 3 votes, Samuel Eade, LBU. Round 3, Leachfield Gunbower versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Heath Flynn Pianta Cook from Heathcote. 2 votes, Blake Galletti, Leachfield Gunbower. 3 votes, Josh Hawken, Leachfield Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, Mitchell Cuccelli, Elmore. 2 votes, Isaac Karasha, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Zach Toohey, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Max Goggin, Huntley. 2 votes, Harrison Campbell, Huntley. 3 votes, Liam Jacobs from Huntley. White Hills versus LBU. 1 vote, Joseph Parsons, White Hills. 2 votes, Tyrone Sinclair, LBU, is it? Yeah. Lockington United, sorry. 3 votes, Ruben Hooper, LBU. Round 4, 1 vote, Barley White, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Will Tobin, Heathcote. 3 votes, Josh Formosa, Heathcote. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote, Ben Hyde from Elmore. 2 votes, Zach, is it Daff? Oaf, from Elmore. 3 votes, Harrison Campbell, Huntley. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 vote, Ryan Salvador, White Hills. 2 votes, Darcy McKinley, White Hills. 3 votes, Kobe Galvin, North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Jacob Gordon, Leachville. 2 votes, Toby Duncan, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. Round 5. 1 vote, Nathan Taylor, LBU. 2 votes, Dylan Stapleton, LBU. 3 votes, Gemin Medina from LBU. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Zach Toohey, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Cooper Hamilton, Colbo. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Flynn Pianta Cook from Heathcote. 2 votes, Jordan Marcroft, Heathcote. 3 votes, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 vote, Darcy McKinley, White Hills. 2 votes, Reese Holmberg, Elmore. 3 votes, Mitchell Cruchelli, Elmore. Round 6. Leachville Gunbower versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Zachary Harrison, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Joel Green, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Zach Charles from Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus Huntley. 1 vote, Harrison Campbell, Huntley. 2 votes, Max Johnson, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. Elmore versus LBU. 1 vote, Reuben Hooper, LBU. 2 votes, William Roffey, LBU. 3 votes, Will Presnell, LBU. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote, Zach Smith, Heathcote. 2 votes, Charles Dole, White Hills. 3 votes, Abastoli Zaxilis, White Hills. Round 7. LBU versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. 2 votes, Tyrone Sinclair, LBU. 3 votes, Will Presnell, LBU. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Jordan Lomas from North. 2 votes, Zachary Oaf from Elmore. 3 votes, Mitchell Cruchelli, Elmore. White Hills versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Hugh Hamilton, Colbo. 2 votes, Cooper Hamilton, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Darcy McKinley, White Hills. Huntley versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Toby Duncan, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Zane Doherty, Huntley. 3 votes, Bailey Jones, Huntley. Round 8. 1 vote, Bailey White, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Maxwell Kelly, Huntley. 3 votes, Harrison Campbell, Huntley. Colbinaban versus LBU. 1 vote, Hugh Hamilton, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Cooper Hamilton, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Reuben Hooper, LBU. Leachville Gunbower versus White Hills. 1 vote, Jacob Gordon, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Austin Windridge, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Luke Pollock from Leachville Gunbower. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Tommy Cuno, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. 3 votes, Tyler Barnett, North Bendigo. Round 9. Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Reece Hollenberg from Elmore. 2 votes, Mitchell Cacciali, Elmore. 3 votes, Jai Formosa from Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote, Jordan Lomas from North Bendigo. 2 votes, Jaden McElroy, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes, Hugh Hamilton from Colburn Abbon. LBU versus Leachfield Gunbearer. 1 vote, Jed Thompson from Lockington. 2 votes, Jack Curvin, Leachfield Gunbearer. 3 votes, Blake Galletti from Leachfield Gunbearer. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Barley White, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Jacob O'Brien from White Hills. 3 votes, Riley McNamara from Mount Pleasant. You want to have a stop there now? One more. Sorry, North Bendigo versus Leachfield Gunbearer. This is round 10. 1 vote, Tate Brearley from North Bendigo. 2 votes, Jacob Gordon, Leachfield Gunbearer. 3 votes, Josh Hawken, Leachfield Gunbearer. LBU versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Reuben Hooper, LBU. 2 votes, Zach Toohey, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Samuel Eade, LBU. White Hills versus Huntley. Huntley, 1 vote, sorry, Max Kelly. 2 votes, Darcy McKinley, White Hills. 3 votes, Harrison Campbell from Huntley. Elmore versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote, William Brown, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes, Christian Charnstrom from Elmore. 3 votes, Reece Hollenberg from Elmore. And that's completes round 10, Sean.
Thanks, Leo. Just after the halfway mark in the David Ralston medal for the under-17 football. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, and a bit of a runaway leader at the minute. In 4th spot is Darcy McKinley from White Hills on 11 votes. Then we have a tie with Harrison Campbell from Huntley and Jai Formosa from Heathcote, both on 13 votes, and leading the count by 7 just over the halfway mark after round 10 from Colburn Abbon is Hugh Hamilton on 20 votes.
All right, we'll go to round 11. Leachfield Gunbower versus Elmore. 1 vote, Blake Bonderson from Elmore. 2 votes, Mitchell Cacciali, Elmore. 3 votes, Josh Hawken, Leachfield Gunbower. Colburn Abbon versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Charles Ryan, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes, William Brown, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Bailey White, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Kobe Galvin, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Zach Harrison, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus LBU. 1 vote, Jobin Medina from LBU. 2 votes, Will Presnell, LBU. 3 votes, Reuben Hawker, LBU. Round 12, Heathcote versus Leachfield Gunbower. 1 vote, Josh Hawken from Leachfield Gunbower. 2 votes, Jack Curvin, Leachfield Gunbower. 3 votes, Jai Formosa from Heathcote. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Joel Green, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Christian Charnstrom, Elmore. 3 votes, Zach Toohey from Mount Pleasant. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote, Jaden Matthews, Huntley. 2 votes, Tommy Kuno from North Bendigo. 3 votes, Riley Neves, North Bendigo. LBU versus White Hills. White Hills. 1 vote, Darcy McKinley. 2 votes, Will Presnell from LBU. 3 votes, Kobe Castleton from White Hills. Round 13, Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Fletcher White from Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Isaac Karasha from Mount Pleasant. And 3 votes, Jai Formosa from Heathcote. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote, Jesse Trenfield from Huntley. 2 votes, Zachary Oaf, Elmore. 3 votes, Reese Hollenberg, Elmore. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Kobe Galvin, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Joshua Mackley, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Tyler Barnett, North Bendigo. Leachville Gunbower versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, William Brown, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Seamus Henderson, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Charles Ryan, Colbinaban.
Thanks, Leo. Let's take another look at the leaderboard after round 13, and it does look like there's been a few changes at the top. In 5th place, we have Zach Toohey from Mount Pleasant on 12 votes, along with Darcy McKinley from White Hills and Mitchell Criselli from Elmore. In 4th spot, we have Harrison Campbell from Huntley on 13 votes. On 14 votes from Leachville Gunbower is Josh Hawken in 3rd place. And we have Hugh Hamilton from Colbinaban on 20 votes, currently sitting 2nd. And Jai Formosa from Heathcote, the big mover, now leads the count on 22 votes.
Thanks, Sean. Round 14, and just if David Ralston is listening tonight, so we send out our regards, as David's been a great supporter of the under-17s for many years. North Bendigo versus LBU. 1 vote, Kobe Galvin, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Mitchell Jones, LBU. 3 votes, Jobin Medina, LBU. Colbinaban versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Cooper Hamilton, Colbo. 2 votes, Joel Green, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Dane Kukin, Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntley. Huntley, 1 vote, Bailey Jones. 2 votes, Jaden Matthews, Huntley. 3 votes, Jai Formosa from Heathcote. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote, Christian Chanstorm from Elmore. 2 votes, Reese Hollenberg, Elmore. 3 votes, Darcy McKinley from White Hills. Round 15, Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Toby Duncan from Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Zach Toohey from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Riley McNamara, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Charles Ryan, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Harrison Campbell from Huntley. And 3 votes, Nathan Vincent from Huntley. LBU versus Elmore. 1 vote, Samuel Eade, LBU. 2 votes, Reuben Hooper, LBU. 3 votes, Mitchell Cricelli, Elmore. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Jai Formosa from Heathcote. 2 votes, Flynn Pianta-Cook from Heathcote. 3 votes, Charles Dole, from White Hills. Round 16, Heathcote versus LBU. 1 vote, Flynn Pianta-Cook from Heathcote. 2 votes, Matt Johnson from Heathcote. 3 votes, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Mitchell Cricelli, Elmore. 2 votes, Zachary Oaf from Elmore. 3 votes, Reese Hollenberg, Elmore. Colbinaban versus White Hills. 1 vote, William Brown, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Darcy McKinley from White Hills. 3 votes, Cooper Hamilton from Colbinaban. Leachville Gunbower versus Huntley. Leachville Gunbower. No, sorry, I've got that wrong. 1 vote, Nathan Vincent from Huntley. 2 votes Toby Duncan, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower.
Thank you, Leo. After round 16, just 2 rounds to go in the David Rouston Medal for the under-17 Best and Fairest in 2018. On 17 votes, we have Leachville Gunbower's Josh Hawken. On 17 votes, we have Darcy McKinley from White Hills. Second in the count at the minute from Colbinaban on 20 votes is Hugh Hamilton. And our clear leader at the minute from Heathcote on 29 votes is Jai Formosa. Just 2 rounds to go to count out the David Rouston Medal for 2018.
Thanks, Sean. Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote Dane Kuchen, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes Angus White, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes Harrison Campbell, Huntley. White Hills versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes Luke Pollock from Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes Blake Galetti from Leachville Gunbower. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote Ben Hart from North Bendigo. 2 votes Mitchell Wingrove, North Bendigo. 3 votes Jai Formosa, Heathcote. Last round coming up. Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote Christian Chanstrom from Elmore. 2 votes Jordan Marcroft from Heathcote. 3 votes Mitchell Crucelli from Elmore. Colbinaban versus North Bendigo. 1 vote Charles Ryan from Colbinaban. 2 votes Mana Clark from North. 3 votes Tyler Barnett from North Bendigo. Leachville Gunbower versus LBU. 1 vote Samuel Eade, LBU. 2 votes Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes Blake Galetti from Leachville Gunbower. And the last game, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote Joseph Parsons from White Hills. 2 votes Joel Green, Mount Pleasant. And 3 votes to Riley McNamara from Mount Pleasant. Sean, you're on.
That concludes the David Ralston Medal for 2018 for the best and fairest in the under-17 football. On 18 votes in 5th place from Huntley, Harrison Campbell. On 19 votes from Elmore is Mitchell Crucelli. On 20 votes, tied for 2nd, Hugh Hamilton from Colbinaban and Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower. And our winner, and a runaway winner at that, on 32 votes, 12 votes clear, is Heathcote's Jai Formosa, the winner of the David Ralston Medal for 2018.
Congratulations to Jai, and if anyone's seen him play, he's only about 5'2", but a real ball magnet, really uses the ball well, and I think he's got 2 or 3 brothers, and they've all been great servants to Heathcote. Congratulations, Jai.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Leo. As you can see there, the final tallies. A pretty close count for 2nd, and Hugh Hamilton from Colbinaban obviously played a lot more senior footy as the year wore on, but Jai Formosa, a clear leader of the David Ralston Medal for 2018. Just recapping as well, the 15 and under netball, we had our winner from Colbinaban on 25 votes, Dominique Palmer, and runner-up from Mount Pleasant on 24 votes in a close count was Georgia Watley. In the 17 and under netball, Abby Romenko was our winner on 22 votes from Heathcote, and we had equal runners-up there from Leachville Gunbower was Gretel Hodge on 20 votes, and also on 20 votes was Maeve Tupper from Mount Pleasant. And our winner just then in the 17 and under football, Jai Formosa from Heathcote, and dual runners-up in Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower and Colbinaban's Hugh Hamilton. I'll hand you back over to Judy and Claire for the calling of the B Reserve Netball for 2018.
Round 1, Leachville Gunbower versus North Bendigo. G. Jones, 1 vote, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, D. Love, North Bendigo. 3 votes, J. D. Lorenzo, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus LBU. 1 vote, M. Haynes, LBU. 2 votes, B. Toohey, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, T. Byrne, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills, 1 vote R. Bingham, White Hills, 2 votes B. Hoyles, White Hills, 3 votes R. Light Taylor, 3 votes. Colbinaban versus Elmore, 1 vote C. Laurie Colbinaban, 2 votes G. McNamara Elmore, 3 votes M. Pelengilly, 3 votes for Elmore. Round 2, Elmore versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote A. Pebbles Elmore, 2 votes J. Martin Leachville Gumbower, 3 votes S. Finch Elmore. Heathcote versus Colbinaban, 1 vote H. Goss Heathcote, 2 votes C. Caforti Heathcote, 3 votes M. Carnes Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote F. Downey North Bendigo, 2 votes A. Wild Mount Pleasant, 3 vote T. Byrne Mount Pleasant. LBU versus Huntley, 1 vote E. Leithland Huntley, 2 votes M. Haynes LBU, 3 votes A. Jeffries Huntley. Round 3, Leachville Gumbower versus Heathcote, 1 vote A. Lungston Leachville Gumbower, 2 votes C. McMahon Heathcote, 3 votes G. Jones Leachville Gumbower. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore, 1 vote A. Flood Elmore, 2 votes B. Toohey Mount Pleasant, 3 votes C. Harris Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo, 1 vote Z. Taunton North Bendigo, 2 votes Z. Beryl Grinton Huntley, 3 votes A. Kane Huntley. White Hills versus LBU, 1 vote R. Light Tower White Hills, 2 votes B. Hoyles White Hills, 3 J. Symes White Hills. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote C. McMahon Heathcote, 2 votes G. White Mount Pleasant, 3 votes E. Coghlan Mount Pleasant. Elmore versus Huntley, 1 vote C. Clarkson Elmore, 2 votes C. Frew Elmore, 3 votes J. Pianta Huntley. North Bendigo versus White Hills, 1 vote M. Ross White Hills, 2 votes L. Handrahan North Bendigo, 3 votes B. Hoyles White Hills. Colbinaban versus Leachville Gumbower, 1 vote M. Cairns Colbinaban, 2 votes B. Young Leachville Gumbower, 3 votes G. Jones Leachville Gumbower. Round 5, Lockington Bemorm United versus North Bendigo, 1 vote L. Handrahan North Bendigo, 2 votes M. Haynes LBU, 3 votes Z. Taunton North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinaban, 1 vote Jenna Spurn Mount Pleasant, 2 votes T. Byrne Mount Pleasant, 3 votes S. Hawker Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Heathcote, 1 vote R. Kirby Huntley, 2 votes C. McMahon Heathcote, 2 votes C. Caforti Heathcote. White Hills versus Elmore, 1 vote R. Bingham White Hills, 2 votes K. Lamb White Hills, 3 votes M. Ross White Hills. Round 6, Leachville Gumbower versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote T. Byrne Mount Pleasant, 2 votes S. Hawker Mount Pleasant, 3 votes C. Harris Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus Huntley, 1 vote J. Pianta Huntley. 2 votes M. Cliff Huntley. 3 votes A. Jeffries Huntley. Elmore versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote A. Decker Elmore. 2 votes S. Collins LBU. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote C. Hook Heathcote. 2 votes M. Ross White Hills. 3 votes C. Glowry White Hills. Round 7. LBU versus Heathcote. 1 vote E. Haynes LBU. 2 votes K. Melling Heathcote. 3 votes S. Niven LBU. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote G. Grogan Elmore. 2 votes L. Handrahan North Bendigo. 3 votes M. Piccadilly Elmore. White Hills versus Colbinaban. 1 vote M. Cairns Colbinaban. 2 votes B. Hoyles White Hills. 3 votes C. Glowry White Hills. Huntley versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote G. Jones Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes A. Jeffries Huntley. 3 votes E. Leithland Huntley. Round 8. Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote M. Cliff Huntley. 2 votes C. Harris Mount Pleasant. 3 votes Jenna Spawn Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus LBU. 1 vote M. Palmer Colbinaban. 2 votes M. Haynes LBU. 3 votes E. Milne Colbinaban. Leachville Gumbower versus White Hills. 1 vote M. Ross White Hills. 2 votes R. Bingham White Hills. 3 votes L. Hughes White Hills. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote T. Arthur North Bendigo. 2 votes C. Hook North Bendigo. Heathcote, sorry. 3 votes Z. Taunton North Bendigo. Round 9. Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote G. Grogan Elmore. 2 votes C. Hook Heathcote. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore. North Bendigo versus Colbinaban. 1 vote T. Wilkinson Colbinaban. 2 votes Z. Taunton North Bendigo. 3 votes F. Downey North Bendigo. Lockington Bemorm United versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote A. Lungsland Leachville Gumbower. 2 vote M. Nicholson LBU. 3 votes M. Haynes LBU. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote S. Hawker Mount Pleasant. 2 votes C. Glowry White Hills. 3 votes M. Ross White Hills. Round 10. North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote A. Lungslin Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes D. Luff North Bendigo. 3 votes T. Arthur North Bendigo. LBU versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote T. Byrne Mount Pleasant. 2 votes S. Hawker Mount Pleasant. 3 votes M. Haynes LBU. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote M. Ross White Hills. 2 votes B. Hoyles White Hills. 3 votes C. Glowry White Hills. Elmore versus Colbinaban. 1 vote E. McNamara Elmore. 2 votes M. Carnes Colbinaban. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore.
Okay, let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 10 of the B Reserve Netball. On 10 votes in 5th place, we have Tegan Byrne from Mount Pleasant, and then a 3-way tie, all on 11 votes and all from White Hills. We have Chloe Glowry, Marnie Ross and Billy Hoyles, and leading the count after round 10 is Melissa Haynes from LBU on 13 votes.
Round 11, Leachville Gumbauer versus Elmore. 1 vote C. Douglas Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes C. Clarkson Elmore. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore. Colbinaban versus Heathcote. 1 vote K. Hooper Heathcote. 2 votes M. Cairns Colbinaban. 3 votes C. Hook Heathcote. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote B. Toohey Mount Pleasant. 2 votes F. Downing North Bendigo. 3 votes S. Hawker Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus LBU. 1 vote M. Nicholson LBU. 2 votes J. Pianta Huntley. 3 votes A. Jeffries Huntley. Round 12, Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote K. Milling Heathcote. 2 vote A. Lungston Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes C. Hook Heathcote. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote T. Byrne Mount Pleasant. 2 votes E. Coghlan Mount Pleasant. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote D. Luff North Bendigo. 2 votes L. Handrahan North Bendigo. 3 votes Z. Taunton North Bendigo. Lockington Bemorm United versus White Hills. 1 vote K. McDonald North LBU. 2 votes B. Hamblin White Hills. 3 votes M. Ross White Hills. Mount Pleasant, round 13. Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote Claire McMahon Heathcote. 2 votes A. Wild Mount Pleasant. 3 votes F. S. Hawker Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote R. Kirby Huntley. 2 vote E. McNamara Elmore. 3 votes S. Makepeace Elmore. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote B. Hoyles White Hills. 2 votes C. Glowry White Hills. 3 votes M. Ross White Hills. Leachville Gumbauer versus Colbinaban. 1 vote M. Cairns Colbinaban. 2 votes G. Jones Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes A. Lungston Leachville Gumbauer. Round 14.
Just take a quick look at the leaderboard if you don't mind, Jude. I'll just butt in quickly. It's a pretty tight count again in the B Reserve netball. On 13 votes from White Hills, we have Chloe Glowry. Also on 13 votes from LBU, we have Melissa Haynes. On 14 votes from Mount Pleasant, we have Steffi Hawker. And on 17 votes from White Hills is Marnie Ross. And our leader after 13 rounds on 18 votes from Elmore is Sarah Makepeace.
Round 14. 1 vote A. Leavesley, LBU. 2 votes Z. Taunton, North Bendigo. 3 votes F. Downey, North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote Jenna Spoon, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes M. Palmer, Colbinaban. 3 votes E. Coghlan, Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote Emily Leithley, Heathcote. 2 votes H. Goss, Heathcote. 3 votes A. Jeffries, Heathcote. Huntley. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote B. Hamlin White Hills. 2 votes B. Hoyles White Hills. 3 votes K. Lamb White Hills. Round 15, Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote A. Lungsland Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes M. Walsh Mount Pleasant. 3 votes E. Coghlan Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colbinaban. 1 vote S. McIntyre Huntley. 2 votes E. Lutheran Huntley. 3 votes M. Cairns Colbinaban. LBU versus Elmore. 1 vote S. Makepeace Elmore. 2 vote M. Nicholson LBU. 3 votes C. Clarkson Elmore. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote K Hooper Heathcote, 2 vote B Hoyles White Hills, 3 votes L Hughes White Hills. Round 16. 1 vote E Haynes LBU, 2 vote C McMahon Heathcote, 3 votes S Gilletley LBU. Elmore versus North Bendigo, 1 vote D Love North Bendigo, 2 votes S Makepeace Elmore, 3 votes Z Taunton North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus White Hills, 1 vote M Cairns Colbinaban, 2 vote R Bingham White Hills, 3 votes R Light Tower White Hills. Leachville Gumbau versus Huntley, 1 vote M Cliff Huntley, 2 votes C Tyler Urban Leachville Gumbau, 3 votes E Leithland Lean Huntley.
And I'll just jump in again due to the leaderboard after round 16. So with just 2 rounds to go, on 16 votes in 4th place from White Hills, we have Billy Hoyles. On 17 votes, we have Marnie Ross from White Hills. Also on 17 votes from North Bendigo, we have Zalia Turton. And still leading the count on 21 votes from Elmore is Sarah Makepeace. After 16 rounds, with 2 rounds to go in the B Reserve netball count for 2018.
Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote K Molday Huntley, 2 votes T Byrne Mount Pleasant, 3 votes J Spawn Mount Pleasant. Lockington Bemorm United versus Colbinaban, 1 votes M Cairns Colbinaban, 2 votes S Gilletley LBU, 3 votes E Haynes LBU. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbau, 1 vote R Light Tower White Hills, 2 votes C Glowry White Hills, 3 votes K Baker White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote, 1 vote F Downing North Bendigo, 2 votes C Hook Heathcote, 3 votes Z Taunton North Bendigo. Round 18. This be the last round. Heathcote versus Elmore, 1 vote C 40 Heathcote, 2 votes C Clarkson Elmore, 3 votes S Makepeace Elmore. Colbinaban versus North Bendigo, 1 vote D Love North Bendigo, 2 votes M Palmer Colbinaban, 3 votes F Downing North Bendigo. Leachville Gumbauer versus LBU, 1 vote E Haynes LBU, 2 votes S Niven LBU, and 3 votes M Haynes LBU. Mount Pleasant versus White Hills, 1 vote C Glowry White Hills, 2 votes M Ross White Hills, and 3 votes R Light Tower White Hills.
Thank you, Jude. Well done. That concludes the counting of the B Reserve netball for 2018. On 16 votes, we have a 3-way tie between Chloe Glowry of White Hills, Billy Hoyles of White Hills, and Melissa Haynes from LBU. On 19 votes, we have Marnie Ross from White Hills. Our runner-up in the B Reserve is Zalia Turton from North Bendigo on 20 votes. And our winner of the B Reserve Netball Best and Fairest for 2018 on 24 votes from Elmore is Sarah Makepeace. Congratulations, Sarah, I should say. She's my cousin-in-law, so for all of those who were texting me when Judy read out S Makepeace, that wasn't me playing netball, although there's probably a fair few people that would say I would have had a better career. Congratulations to you, Sarah. Fantastic effort. You can see there another tight count in the netball. Marnie Ross from White Hills coming third on 17 votes. Zalia Turton from North Bendigo on 20 votes. And Sarah, 4 votes out in front from Elmore. Just to recap as well before we jump into the B grade netball, the 15 and under netball winner tonight from Colburn Abbon was Dominique Palmer on 25 votes. The 17 and under netball winner was Abby Romenko on 22 votes. The under 17 football best and fairest for 2018 on 32 votes from Heathcote was Jai Formosa. And we've just seen Sarah Makepeace pick up the B reserve netball on 24 votes. I'll hand you back over to Paul Weller for the calling of the B grade netball for 2018.
Thanks, Sean. First round, Leachville Gumbau versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, K. Alford, North Bendigo. 2 votes, G. Sidhu, North Bendigo. 3 votes, HDFNL, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Lockingham United. 1 vote, B. Priestley, Lockingham United. 2 votes, R. Kerno, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, K. Nile, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills. 1 vote, R. Flood, White Hills. 2 votes, E. Gibbs, White Hills. 3 votes, K. Parry, White Hills. Colburn Avon versus Elmore. 1 vote, M. Leisk, Colburn Avon. 2 votes, M. Acox, Elmore. 3 votes, M. Taylor, Colburn Avon. Round 2, Elmore versus Leachville Gumbau. 1 vote, L. Hollenberg, Elmore. 2 votes, M. Acox, Elmore. 3 votes, E. Hay, Leachville Gumbau. Heathcote versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote, T. Gallen, Heathcote. 2 votes, M. Lesk, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes, D. Taylor, Colburn Abbon. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, A. Jacobs, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, C. Butcher, North Bendigo. 3 votes, R. Kerno, Mount Pleasant. Lockington United versus Huntley. 1 vote, K. O'Brien, Huntley. 2 votes, A. Matthews, Huntley. 3 votes, S. Connell, Huntley. Round 3, Leachville Gumbau versus Heathcote. 1 vote, T. Rooney, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes, T. Galloway, Heathcote. 3 votes, C. Haight, Leachville Gumbau. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, S. Makepeace, Elmore. 2 votes, A. Jacobs, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, E. Osborne, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, T. French, North Bendigo. 2 votes, A. Jenkin, Huntley. 3 votes, K. O'Brien, Huntley. White Hills versus Lockingham United. 1 vote, C. Ferguson, White Hills. 2 votes, J. Hill, Lockingham United. 3 votes, K. Parry, White Hills. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, R. Kerno, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, K. Nile, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, T. Galea, Heathcote. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote, S. Connell, Huntley. 2 votes, G. Grogan, Elmore. 3 votes, S. Alford, Huntley. North Bendigo versus White Hill. 1 vote, C. Ferguson, White Hills. 2 votes, T. French, North Bendigo. 3 votes, J. Baldock, White Hills. Colburn Abbon versus Leachville Gumbau. 1 vote, T. Rooney, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes, A. Perry, Leachville Gumbau. 3 votes, S. Squire, Colburn Abbon. Round 5, Lockingham United versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, T. French, North Bendigo. 2 votes, HDFNL, North Bendigo. 3 votes, G. Freeland, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colburn-Abbon. 1 vote, B. Toohey, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, D. Taylor, Colburn-Abbon. 3 votes, R. Curnow, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote, M. Hook, Heathcote. 2 votes, C. Borowski, Huntley. 3 votes, Taylor, Harrison, Huntley. Whitehills versus Elmore. 1 vote, L. Hollenberg, Elmore. 2 votes, J. Symes, Whitehills. 3 votes, J. Baldock, Whitehills. Round 6, Leachville-Gumbauer versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, S. Reid, Leachville-Gumbauer. 2 votes, R. Curnow, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, E. Manus, Mount Pleasant. Colburn-Abbon versus Huntley. 1 vote, K. O'Brien, Huntley. 2 votes, S. Alford, Huntley. 3 votes, J. Lowe, Colburn-Abbon. Elmore versus Lockington-Bermorm United. 1 vote, M. Stone, Lockington-Bermorm United. 2 votes, H. Sidebottom, Lockington-Bermorm United. 3 votes, J. Hill, Lockington-Bermorm United. Heathcote versus Whitehills. 1 vote, K. Parry, Whitehills. 2 votes, E. Gibbs, Whitehills. 3 votes, M. Hook, Heathcote. Round 7, Lockington-Bermorm United versus Heathcote. 1 vote, J. Hill, Lockington-Bermorm United. 2 votes, M. Hook, Heathcote. 3 votes, K. Paisley, Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote, A. Brown, Elmore. 2 votes, B. McIntyre, North Bendigo. 3 votes, C. McQueen, North Bendigo. Whitehills versus Colburn-Abbon. 1 vote, C. Ferguson, Whitehills. 2 votes, M. Hughes, Colburn-Abbon. 3 votes, K. Parry, Whitehills. Huntley versus Leachville-Gumbauer. 1 vote, T. Rooney, Leachville-Gumbauer. 2 votes, A. Matthews, Huntley. 3 votes, S. Connell, Huntley. Round 8, Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote, E. Manus, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, S. Alford, Huntley. 3 votes, A. Sierre, Huntley. 3 votes. Colburn-Abbon versus Lockington-Bermorm United. 1 vote, M. Lesk, Colburn-Abbon. 2 votes, B. Priestley, Lockington-Bermorm United. 3 votes, J. Hill, Lockington-Bermorm United. Leachville-Gumbauer versus Whitehills. 1 vote, J. Baldock, Whitehills. 2 votes, S. Reid, Leachville-Gumbauer. 3 votes, K. Parry, Whitehills. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, G. Sidhu, North Bendigo. 2 votes, M. Hook, Heathcote. 3 votes, K. Fennell, North Bendigo. Round 9, Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote, L. Hollenberg, Elmore. 2 votes, A. Flood, Elmore. 3 votes, M. Hook, Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Colburn-Abbon. 1 vote, C. Harper, North Bendigo. 2 votes, A. McAvoy, Colburn-Abbon. 3 votes, J. Lowe, Colburn-Abbon. Lockington-Bermorm United versus Leachville-Gumbauer. 1 vote, M. Johnson, Lockington-Bermorm United. 2 votes, S. Reid, Leachville-Gumbauer. 3 votes. J. Hill, Lockingham United. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. J. Symes, White Hills. 2 votes. R. Flood, White Hills. 3 votes. J. Baldock, White Hills. Round 10. North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbour. 1 vote. A. Perry, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes. C. Harper, North Bendigo. 3 votes. K. Fennell, North Bendigo. Lockingham United versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. R. Curnow, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes. K. Duncan, Lockingham United. 3 votes. E. Osborne, Mount Pleasant. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote. A. Bowles, White Hills. 2 votes. K. Parry, White Hills. 3 votes. J. Baldock, White Hills. Elmore versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote. L. Hollenberg, Elmore. 2 votes. J. Lowe, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes. B. Jacobs, Colburn Abbon.
Thanks, Paul. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 10 before it disappears from your screens. And another close count here in the B grade netball. On 11 votes from Heathcote, Madison Hook. Also on 11 from North Bendigo is Christy Fennell. On 12 votes from LBU is Jessica Hill. Also on 12 votes from Mount Pleasant, Rochelle Curnow. From White Hills, we have Julianne Baldock on 13 votes. And leading the count after round 10, also from White Hills, on 15 votes, Caitlin Parry.
Thanks, Sean. Round 11, Leachville Gumbour versus Elmore. 1 vote, E. Hay, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes, H. Corcoran, Leachville Gumbour. 3 votes, K. Rayson, Leachville Gumbour. Right. Colburn Abbon versus Heathcote. 1 vote. J. Tricky, Heathcote. 2 votes. M. Hook, Heathcote. 3 votes. H. Kogel, Colburn Abbon. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. S. King, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes. G. Freeland, North Bendigo. 3 votes. K. Fennell, North Bendigo. Huntley versus Lockingham United. 1 vote. S. Alford Huntley. 2 votes. J. Hill, Lockingham United. 3 votes. S. Connell, Huntley. Round 12. Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbour. 1 vote. M. Hook, Heathcote. 2 votes. J. Tricky, Heathcote. 3 votes. S. Gilmore, Heathcote. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. M. Oldfield, Elmore. 2 votes. L. Mitchell, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. E. Manners, Mount Pleasant. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote. K. Fennell, North Bendigo. 2 votes. S. Connell, Huntley. 3 votes. C. Butcher, North Bendigo. Lockington versus White Hills. 1 vote. J. Baldock, White Hills. 2 votes. C. Ferguson, White Hills. 3 votes. M. Johnson, Lockingham United. Round 13. Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote. S. Gilmore, Heathcote. 2 votes. S. King, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. J. Dooley, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote. A. Sierre, Huntley. 2 votes. K. O'Brien, Huntley. 3 votes. A. Flood, Elmore. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. G. Sadhu, North Bendigo. 2 votes. R. Flood, White Hills. 3 votes. K. Parry, White Hills. Leachville Gumbau versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote. K. Rayson, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes. A. McAvoy, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes. H. Corcoran, Leachville Gumbau. Round 14.
Just take a quick look at the leaderboard after round 13, and another pretty close count coming up. On 5th place on 14 votes, we have Madison Hook from Heathcote. Also on 14, Julianne Baldock from White Hills. Jessica Hill from LBU also on 14 votes. And then we go to 15 votes, North Bendigo's Christy Fennell. And leading the count on 18 votes from White Hills, Caitlin Parry.
Thanks, Sean. Round 14. North Bendigo versus Lockington. 1 vote. K. Duncan, Lockington Bemorm United. 2 votes. G. Freeland, North Bendigo. 3 votes. G. Sadhu, North Bendigo. Colburn Abbon versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote. M. Lesk, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes. E. Osborne, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. A. Jacobs, Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote. A. Matthews, Huntley. 2 votes. K. Paisley, Heathcote. 3 votes. M. Hook, Heathcote. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote. L. Hollenberg, Elmore. 2 votes. C. Glary, White Hills. 3 votes. J. Baldock, White Hills. Round 15. Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbau. 1 vote. H. Corcoran, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes. E. Osborne, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes. R. Curnow, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote. E. Curlin, Colburn Abbon. 2 votes. S. Squire, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes. M. Hughes, Colburn Abbon. Lockington Bemorm United versus Elmore. 1 vote. S. Finch, Elmore. 2 votes. A. Brown, Elmore. 3 votes. B. Priestley, Lockington Bemorm United. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote. H. Anderson, Heathcote. 2 votes. S. Gilmore, Heathcote. 3 votes. A. Bowles, White Hills. Round 16. Heathcote versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote. J. Hill, Lockington Bemorm United. 2 votes. K. Paisley, Heathcote. 3 votes. H. Anderson, Heathcote. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. S. Finch, Elmore. 2 votes. G. Sadhu, North Bendigo. 3 votes. C. Harper, North Bendigo. Colburn Abbon versus White Hills. 1 vote. E. Gibbs, White Hills. 2 votes. S. Squire, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes. K. Parry, White Hills. Leachville Gumbau versus Huntley. 1 vote. K. Rayson, Leachville Gumbau. 2 votes. G. Harrison, Heathcote. 3 votes. S. Alford, Heathcote. No, Huntley, I should say.
That's correct. Thanks, Paul. Just after round 16, 2 rounds to go in the B-grade netball count. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. On 15 votes, we have a 3-way tie. Christy Fennell from North Bendigo, Rochelle Curnow from Mount Pleasant, and Jessica Hill from LBU. On 17 votes, currently tied as well from Heathcote, Madison Hook, and Julianne Baldock from White Hills. And leading the count by 4 with 2 rounds to go on 21 votes from White Hills is Caitlin Parry.
Thanks, Sean. Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, A. Jacobs, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, S. Alford, Huntley. 3 votes, E. Manners, Mount Pleasant. Lochingham United versus Colburn Abbon. 1 vote, E. Monaghan, Lochingham United. 2 votes, J. Lowe, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes, J. Hill, Lochingham United. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbour. 1 vote, S. Reid, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes, E. Gibbs, White Hills. 3 votes, Julianne Baldock, White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Z. Turton, North Bendigo. 2 votes, R. Dickinson, Heathcote. 3 votes, T. French, North Bendigo. Round 18, the last round. Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote, I. Galea, Heathcote. 2 votes, A. Brown, Elmore. 3 votes, H. Anderson, Heathcote. Colburn Abbon versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, C. McQueen, North Bendigo. 2 votes, A. McAvoy, Colburn Abbon. 3 votes, T. French, North Bendigo. Leachville Gumbour versus Lochingham United. 1 vote, H. Corcoran, Leachville Gumbour. 2 votes, J. Hill, Lochingham United. 3 votes, C. Hay, Leachville Gumbour. Last game, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote, S. King, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, R. Flood, White Hills. And 3 votes, J. Baldock, White Hills.
Well, that concludes the count of the B-grade netball, and a pretty exciting finish as well. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. On 15 votes, we have Rochelle Curnow from Mount Pleasant and Christy Fennell from North Bendigo. On 17 votes from Heathcote, we have Madison Hook. On 20 votes from LBU is Jessica Hill. Our runner-up on 21 votes from White Hills is Caitlin Parry, and coming through with 2 best on grounds in the last 2 rounds from White Hills on 23 votes. Our winner of the B-grade netball for 2018 is Julianne Baldock from White Hills. Well done, Julianne. What a fantastic count the B grade and all of our netball counts have been tonight. A fantastic effort coming with a really strong run late in the year to win the B grade medal by 2 votes from Caitlin Parry, also of White Hills, on 21, and Jessica Hill on 20 from LBU. Just going back through some of the other results from earlier this evening in the 15 and under netball, we had Dominique Palmer from Colburn Abbon winning that medal on 25 votes from Georgia Watley of Mount Pleasant on 24. In the 17 and under netball, Abby Romenko from Elmore on 22 votes won the under 17s, and equal runners-up, Gretel Hodge from Leachville Gunbower and Maeve Tupper from Mount Pleasant on 20 votes. The David Ralston medal for the best player in the under-17 football was won by Jai Formosa from Heathcote on 32 votes, and equal runners-up were Josh Hawken from Leachville Gunbower and Hugh Hamilton from Colburn Abbon on 20 votes. The B Reserve netball was won by Sarah Makepeace from Elmore on 24 votes, and runner-up was Zalia Turton from North Bendigo on 20 votes. And as you've just heard, the winner of the B-grade netball for 2018, Julianne Baldock from White Hills, and runner-up was Caitlin Parry, also of White Hills. We'll move on to the A Reserve netball count, and I'll hand you back to Judy and Claire for the calling of the cards for the A Reserve netball best and fairest for 2018.
Round 1, Leachville Gunbower versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Kay Pollock, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Kay Donahue, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, M Dyer, Leachville Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Lockington Bermorm United. 1 vote, M Nile, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, A Hardis, LBU. 3 votes, S Reardon, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills, 1 vote R, Close, White Hills, 2 votes S, Nash, White Hills, 3 votes A, Cole, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Elmore, 1 vote S, Donegan, Elmore, 2 votes S, Donald, Elmore, 2 votes J, Reid, Elmore. Round 2, Leachville Gumbauer versus Elmore, 1 vote K, Pollock, Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes J, Reid, Elmore, 3 votes G, Angrove, Leachville Gumbauer. Heathcote versus Colbinaban, 1 vote T, Sheridan, Heathcote, 2 votes C, Whiting, Heathcote, 3 votes M, Fuller, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote D, Hocking, North Bendigo, 2 votes S, Elford, North Bendigo, 3 votes B, Shannon, North Bendigo. LBU versus Huntley, 1 vote R, McIntyre, LBU, 2 votes C, Jones, LBU, 3 votes J, McNair, LBU. Round 3, Leachville Gumbauer versus Heathcote, 1 vote T, Sheridan, Heathcote, 2 votes G, Angrove, Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes C, Dye, Leachville Gumbauer. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore, 1 vote D, Bowes, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes C, Webb, Mount Pleasant, 3 votes S, Quinn, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo, 1 vote M, Matthews, Huntley, 2 votes S, Elford, North Bendigo, 3 votes B, Shannon, North Bendigo. White Hills versus LBU, 1 vote S, Nash, White Hills, 2 votes A, Cole, White Hills, 3 votes Y, Colley, White Hills. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote C, Whiting, Heathcote, 2 votes A, Nash, Mount Pleasant, 3 votes L, Pretty, Mount Pleasant. Elmore versus Huntley, 1 vote S, Donegan, Elmore, 2 votes H, Embleton, Huntley, 3 votes M, Matthews, Huntley. North Bendigo versus White Hills, 1 vote E, Finesse, White Hills, 2 votes B, Shannon, North Bendigo, 3 votes E, Glowry, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Leachville Gumbauer, 1 vote M, Fuller, Colbinaban, 2 votes G, Angrove, Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes H, Fuller, Colbinaban. Round 5, Lockington Bemorm United versus North Bendigo, 1 vote J, Arthur, North Bendigo, 2 votes C, Jones, LBU, 3 votes B, Shannon, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinaban, 1 vote K, Tupper, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes S, Quinn, Mount Pleasant, and 3 votes C, Webb, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Heathcote, 1 vote J, Pianta, Huntley, 2 votes C, Whiting, Heathcote, 3 votes A, Sanderson, Huntley. White Hills versus Elmore, 1 vote J, Reid, Elmore, 2 votes Y, Colley, White Hills, 3 votes S, Nash, White Hills. Round 6, Leachville Gumbauer versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote C, Webb, Mount Pleasant, 2 votes G, Angrove, Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes C, West, Leachville Gumbauer. Colbinaban versus Huntley, 1 vote T, Couchman, Huntley, 2 votes M, Fuller, Colbinaban, 3 votes Z, Wareham, Colbinaban. Elmore versus Lockington Bemorm United, 1 vote R, McIntyre, LBU, 2 votes A, Rosea, Elmore, 3 votes C, Jones, LBU. Heathcote versus White Hills, 1 vote K, Johnson, Heathcote, 2 votes S, Nash, White Hills, 3 votes Y, Collie, White Hills. Round 7, Lockington Bemorm United versus Heathcote. 1 vote K Fitzpatrick Heathcote, 2 votes L Taylor LBU, 3 votes Ash McDerby Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Elmore, 1 vote C Hayes Elmore, 2 votes S Elford North Bendigo, 3 votes H Tilburn North Bendigo. White Hills versus Colbinaban, 1 vote Y Collie White Hills, 2 votes A Prime White Hills, 3 votes E Glowry White Hills. Huntley versus Leachful Gumbauer, 1 vote G Angrove Leachful Gumbauer, 2 votes T Couchman Huntley, 3 votes C Dyer Leachful Gumbauer. Round 8, Mount Pleasant versus Huntley, 1 vote L Pretty Mount Pleasant, 2 votes S Quinn Mount Pleasant, 3 votes C Walsh Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus Lockington Bemorm United, 1 vote M Fuller Colbinaban, 2 votes A Hardis LBU, 3 votes Z Wareham Colbinaban. Leachfield Gumbau versus White Hills, 1 vote Y Collie White Hills, 2 votes A Cole White Hills, 3 votes R Close White Hills. Heathcote versus North Bendigo, 1 vote Kai McCulloch Heathcote, 2 votes H Tilburn North Bendigo, 3 votes K Fitzpatrick Heathcote. Round 9, Elmore versus Heathcote, 1 vote G Razaya Elmore, 2 votes E Skileski Elmore, 3 votes J Herring Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Colbinaban, 1 vote S Manuel North Bendigo, 2 votes L Wareham Colbinaban, and 3 votes K Stewart North Bendigo. LBU versus Leachville Gumbauer, 1 vote L Taylor Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes C Dyer Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes R Hipwell Leachville Gumbauer. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote A Prime White Hills, 2 votes D Bowles Mount Pleasant, 3 votes S Nash White Hills. Round 10, North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbauer, 1 vote G Angrove Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes S Elford North Bendigo, 3 votes H Tilburn North Bendigo. Lockington Bemorm United versus Mount Pleasant, 1 vote S Bolwin LBU, 2 votes D Bowes Mount Pleasant, 3 votes S Quinn Mount Pleasant. White Hills versus Huntley, 1 vote S Nash White Hills, 2 votes S Williams White Hills, 3 votes A Cole White Hills. Elmore versus Colbinaban, 1 vote A Herminco Elmore, 2 votes L Wareham Colbinaban, 3 votes H Fuller Colbinaban.
Thank you, Judy. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 10 before it disappears off your screens. And another tight count in the A Reserve netball. On 10 votes, we have Yasmin Colley from White Hills, Sarah Quinn from Mount Pleasant, and Alyssa Cole from White Hills. On 11 votes from North Bendigo, we have Brittany Shannon and also Gemma Ango from Leachville Gunbower. And currently leading the count on 12 votes from White Hills is Sarah Nash.
Round 11, Leachville Gumbauer versus Elmore, 1 vote G Angrove Leachville Gumbauer, 2 votes M Dyer Leachville Gumbauer, 3 votes C West Leachville Gumbauer. Colbinaban versus Heathcote, 1 vote M Bennett Colbinaban, 2 votes H Fuller Colbinaban, 3 votes M Williams Colbinaban. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo, 1 vote B Shannon North Bendigo, 2 votes D Bowes Mount Pleasant, 3 votes S Quinn Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote C, Jones LBU. 2 votes J, McNair LBU. 3 votes T, Couchman Huntley. Round 12. Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote T, Sheridan Heathcote. 2 votes G, Angrove Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes M, Brereton Leachville Gumbauer. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote K, Tupper Mount Pleasant. 2 votes E, Skaleski Elmore. 3 votes S, Reardon Mount Pleasant. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote S, Elford North Bendigo. 2 votes K, Stewart North Bendigo. 3 votes L, Dillon North Bendigo. LBU versus White Hills. 1 vote Sarah Nash White Hills. 2 votes J, McNair LBU. 3 votes B, Deary White Hills. Round 13. Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote K, Niall Mount Pleasant. 2 votes K, Johnston Heathcote. 3 votes K, McCulloch Heathcote. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote E, Hayes Elmore. 2 votes G, Rosea Elmore. 3 votes C, Borowski Huntley. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote S, Elford North Bendigo. 2 votes A, Cole White Hills. 3 votes Sarah Nash White Hills. Leachville Gumbauer versus Colbinaban. 1 vote M, Dyer Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes C, Dyer Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes M, Brereton Leachville Gumbauer.
Thanks, Judy. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 13 of the A Reserve Netball. On 12 votes, we have Brittany Shannon from North Bendigo and Alyssa Cole from White Hills. On 13 votes from Mount Pleasant is Sarah Quinn. On 14 votes from Leachville Gunbower is Gemma Angove. And on 16 votes, we have Sarah Nash from White Hills.
Round 14, North Bendigo versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote L, Taylor LBU. 2 votes S, Elford North Bendigo. 3 votes C, Jones LBU. Colbinaban versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote J, Geary Colbinaban. 2 votes S, Quinn Mount Pleasant. 3 votes C, Dorrington Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote T, Sheridan Heathcote. 2 votes T, Couchman Huntley. 3 votes K, Johnston Heathcote. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote G, Rosea Elmore. 2 votes A, Prime White Hills. 3 votes A, Cole White Hills. Round 15, Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote C, Walsh Mount Pleasant. 2 votes A, Cowan Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes S, Quinn Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colbinaban. 1 vote L, Wareham Colbinaban. 2 votes M, Matthews Huntley. 3 votes K, Moroney Colbinaban. LBU versus Elmore. 1 vote L, Taylor LBU. 2 votes E, Zaleski Elmore. 3 votes G, Rosea Elmore. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote R, Close White Hills. 2 votes Y, Colley White Hills. 3 votes A, Cole White Hills. Round 16. 1 vote A, McDerby Heathcote. 2 votes L, Taylor LBU. 3 votes K, McCulloch Heathcote. Round 16, Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote J, Arthur North Bendigo. 2 votes A, Rosea Elmore. 3 votes S, Elford North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus White Hills. 1 vote by Collie, White Hills. 2 votes E, Glowry, White Hills. 3 votes T, Marchbank, Colbinaban. Leachville Gumbower versus Huntley. 1 vote E, Angrove, Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes M, Dyer, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes C, Dyer, Leachville Gumbower.
Okay, after round 16, let's take a look at the leaderboard with just 2 rounds left to count and another tight count, this time in the A Reserve netball. On 15 votes, we have Gemma Ango from Leachville Gunbower. Also on 15 from North Bendigo is Sophie Orford. In third place is Sarah Nash from White Hills on 16 votes. And tied leaders at this stage after 16 rounds on 18 votes from Mount Pleasant, Sarah Quinn. And also on 18 votes from White Hills, Alyssa Cole.
Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote M, Nile, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes K, Nile, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes C, Walsh, Mount Pleasant. Lockington Bemorm United versus Colbinaban. 1 vote L, Taylor, LBU. 2 votes J, McNair, LBU. 3 votes C, Jones, LBU. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote G, Angrove, Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes A, Prime, White Hills. 3 votes A, Cole, White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote J, Herring, Heathcote. 2 votes J, Arthur, North Bendigo. 3 votes K, Fitzpatrick, Heathcote. Round 18, so the last round of the home and away games. Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote A, Brown, Elmore. 2 votes E, Skleski, Elmore. 3 votes K, McCulloch, Heathcote. Colbinaban versus North Bendigo. 1 vote L, Dillon, North Bendigo. 2 votes K, Stewart, North Bendigo. 3 votes H, Tilburn, North Bendigo. Leachville Gumbower versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote C, Jones, LBU. 2 votes R, Hipwell, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes M, Brereton, Leachville Gumbower. Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote C, Walsh, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes E, Glowry, White Hills. 3 votes S, Nash, White Hills.
Thank you, Judy. That concludes the counting of the A Reserve Netball Best and Fairest for season 2018. On 15 votes from LBU is Carly Jones. Also on 15 votes from North Bendigo, Sophie Orford. On 16 votes from Leachville Gunbower, Gemma Angove. On 18 votes from Mount Pleasant, Sarah Quinn. Our runner-up from White Hills on 19 votes is Sarah Nash, and the winner of the 2018 A Reserve Netball Best and Fairest from White Hills on 21 votes, Alyssa Cole. Another very close count in the netball. The 2 White Hills girls again fighting it out, pretty similar to the B grade that we just heard a little bit earlier on. Sarah Nash and Alyssa Cole. Alyssa getting over the line by 2 votes in another really, really close count. Well done also to Sarah Quinn from Mount Pleasant and Gemma Ango from Leachville Gunbower. We'll run back through just before we jump into the Tom Morgan medal for the reserves football. A quick recap of our winners. The 15 and under netball winner was Dominique Palmer from Colbinaban. Abby Romenko from Elmore taking out the 17 and under netball. The David Ralston medal went to Jai Formosa from Heathcote. The B Reserve Best and Fairest for 2018 was Sarah Makepeace from Elmore. The B grade Best and Fairest in the netball was Julianne Baldock from White Hills. And as we just heard, the A Reserve medalist for 2018 was Alyssa Cole. We now move into the Tom Morgan medal, the Best and Fairest for 2018 in the reserves football. And I'll hand you back to your caller, Peter Cole and Leo Demio.
Thank you, Sean. All right, Tom Morgan medal. First game we've got is Leachville Gunbower versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Aaron Knight, North Bendigo. 2 votes, James Curvin, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Joel Beach, Leachville Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Lockington Bemorm. United. Oh, better chuck that in, Paul. 1 vote, Joshua Evans, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Joe Holloway, LBU. 3 votes, Cameron Moore, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills. 1 vote, Matt Sawyer, White Hills. 2 votes, Daniel Waldron, White Hills. 3 votes, Todd Runnels, Huntley. Colbinaban versus Elmore. 1 vote, Ryan Hayes, Elmore. 2 votes, William Hayes, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Ricky Welsh, Colbinaban. Round 2, Elmore versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Harley Hayes, Elmore. 2 votes, Blake Cook, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Russell de Groot, Leachville Gunbower. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Hadley Surrett, Colbo. 2 votes, Damien Carmody, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Chris Ford, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Tom Bickley, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Manny Falasinas, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Matthew Thomas, North Bendigo. LBU versus Huntley. 1 vote, Nicholas Simpson, Lockington. 2 votes, Jordan Gladman, Huntley. 3 votes, Brad Chalmers, Huntley. Round 3, Leachville Gunbower versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Matthew Huntley, Leachville Gunny. 2 votes, Blake Cook, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Lee Pollock, Leachville Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, Jeremy Brewer, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Jake Hill, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Toby Brook, Huntley. White Hills versus Lockington. 1 vote, Daniel Waldron, White Hills. 2 votes, Brandon Vaughan Spruce, White Hills. 3 votes, Blake Hogan, also from White Hills. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Dylan Hardy, Heathcote. 2 votes, Jake Hill from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Michael Whiting, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote, Reese Corser from Elmore. 2 votes, Brad Chalmers from Huntley. 3 votes, Toby Brook, Huntley. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 vote, Dwayne Smith, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Blake Hogan, White Hills. 3 votes, Brent Hamlin, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Matthew Hay, Leachville. 2 votes, Hugh Barlow, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Lucas Hill from Colbinaban. Round 5, LBU versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Jeremy Lambden, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Josh Howlett, LBU. 3 votes, Will Brom, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Seth Hill from Colbinaban. 2 votes, Michael Whiting, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Ricky Welsh, Colbinaban. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Jack Burns from Huntley. 2 votes, Jordan Gladman, Huntley. 3 votes, Lachlan Brook from Huntley. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 vote, Benjamin Haynes, White Hills. 2 votes, Rowan Bowles, White Hills. 3 votes, Daniel Waldron from White Hills. Round 6, Leachville Gunbower versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, James Curvin, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Jeremy Brewer, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Jeremy Blencoe, Mount Pleasant. Colbinaban versus Huntley. 1 vote, James Gledhill, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Brad Chalmers, Huntley. 3 votes, Michael Basista, Colbinaban. Elmore versus LBU. 1 vote, Mitchell Candy, LBU. 2 votes, Dylan Keefe, LBU. 3 votes, Daniel Segalin, LBU. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote, Brent Hamlin, White Hills. 2 votes, Jordan Formosa, Heathcote. 3 votes, Rowan Bowles from White Hills. Round 7. Excuse me. LBU versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Matthew Hinks, LBU. 2 votes, Jordan Formosa, Heathcote. 3 votes, Jared Monaghan, LBU. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote, Tyler Kinder, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Braden Oates, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Jeremy Lambden, North Bendigo. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote, Paul Morgan, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Ricky Welsh, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Stephen Toohey from Colbinaban. Huntley versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Brad Chalmers from Huntley. 2 votes, Lachlan Brook from Huntley. 3 votes, Jack Burns, also from Huntley. Round 8, Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote, Daniel Kerr from Mounts. 2 votes, Jesse O'Connell from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Jack Burns, Huntley. Colbinaban versus LBU. 1 vote, Geordie McMurty, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Jesse Howlett, LBU. 3 votes, Lucas Hill from Colbinaban. Leachville Gunbower versus White Hills. 1 vote, Damon Brennan, White Hills. 2 votes, Ben Haynes, White Hills. 3 votes, Daniel Waldron, also from White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Braden Oates from North. 2 votes, Cameron Lomas, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Daniel Reid, North Bendigo. Round 9, Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Jai Formosa, Heathcote. 2 votes, Vin Romanago, Heathcote. 3 votes, Jordan Formosa from Heathcote. North Bendigo versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Ryan Gow, North Bendigo. 2 votes, William Morrow, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Jeremy Lambden, White Hill, North Bendigo. LBU versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Sean Hay, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Mitchell McEwen, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Nick McKenna, Leachville Gunbower. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Ben Welsh, White Hills. 2 votes, Dean Bowles from White Hills. 3 votes, Brodie Johnson from White Hills. Round 10, North Bendigo versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Charles Hancock, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Jeremy Lambden, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Braden Oates from North Bendigo. LBU versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Mitchell Candy, LBU. 2 votes, Ben Welsh from Mount Pleasant. And 3 votes, Tyler McNamara, Mount Pleasant. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote, Jack Burns from Huntley. 2 votes, Damon Brennan from White Hills. 3 votes, Brodie Johnson from White Hills. And the last game of round 10, Elmore versus Colbo. 1 vote, Stephen Toohey from Colbinaban. 2 votes, Lucas Hill from Colbinaban. 3 votes, Sam Hill from Colbinaban.
Thanks, Leo. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after 10 rounds in the Tom Morgan Medal for the best and fairest in the reserves grade football. And a pretty close count so far. On 8 votes, we have Lucas Hill from Colbinaban, also Jack Burns from Huntly, from Mount Pleasant, Michael Whiting, from Huntly, Bradley Chalmers and Ricky Welch from Colbo. And on 9 votes, we have from North Bendigo, Jeremy Lambden, and also on 9 votes from White Hills, Daniel Waldron.
Right, it's a pretty tight vote here. Round 11, Leachville Gunbower versus Elmore. 1 vote, Ashton Dye, Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, James Curvin, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Hayden Harmer, Leachville Gunbower. Colbo versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Hugh Barlow from Colbinaban. 2 votes, Chris Ganane from Colbinaban. And 3 votes, Tim Hill from Colbinaban. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Matthew Thomas, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Jacob Smith from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Alex Hand from Mounts. Huntly versus LBU. 1 vote, Mitchell Candy, LBU. 2 votes, Jordan Gladman, Huntly. 3 votes, Bradley Chalmers, Huntly. Heathcote versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Jack McCulloch, Heathcote. 2 votes, Pat Ring from Heathcote. 3 votes, Alex Williamson from Heathcote. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Bailey O'Connor, Mounts. 2 votes, Jesse O'Connell from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Ben Welsh, Mount Pleasant. North Bendigo versus Huntly. 1 vote, Sean Hanrahan, Huntly. 2 votes, Matt Thomas, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Zach Alford, North Bendigo. LBU versus White Hills. 1 vote, Mitchell Candy, LBU. Excuse me. 2 votes, Damon Brennan, White Hills. 3 votes, Brent Hamlin, White Hills. Round 13, Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote, Jared Ring from Heathcote. 2 votes, Jeremy Brewer, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, Daniel Whiting, Mount Pleasant. Huntly versus Elmore. 1 vote, Sean Hanrahan, Huntly. 2 votes, Bradley Chalmers, Huntly. 3 votes, Hamilton Jordan. Well, could be Jordan Hamilton, I'd say, from Huntly. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, William Gunter, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Brent Hamlin, White Hills. 3 votes, Jared Britton from White Hills. Leachville Gunbower versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, Charles Hancock from Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Chris Ganane from Colbinaban. 3 votes, Stephen Toohey from Colbinaban.
Okay, let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 13 of the Tom Morgan Medal, and it still remains fairly close. In 4th place on 9 votes, we have Jeremy Lambden from North Bendigo. Also on 9 votes from White Hills, Brent Hamblin. Also on 9 votes, Daniel Waldron from White Hills. And our leader by 4 votes on 13 from Huntly is Brad Chalmers.
All right, round 14. North Bendigo versus LBU. 1 vote, Lachlan Harbison, LBU. 2 votes, Tom Reverell, North Bendigo. 3 votes, Matt Thomas from North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, Jacob Smith, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, Hugh Barlow, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Joe Connolly from Mount Pleasant. Heathcote versus Huntly. 1 vote, Joshua Wright from Huntly. 2 votes Bo Davison from Heathcote. 3 votes Brad Chalmers from Huntly. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote Ben Abbott from White Hills. 2 votes Daniel Waldron, White Hills. 3 votes Damon Brennan, White Hills. Round 15. Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote Jesse O'Connell from Mount Pleasant. 2 votes Troy Cravino from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes Tyler McNamara from Mount Pleasant. Huntly versus Colbinaban. 1 vote Geordie McMurtry, Colbinaban. 2 votes Chris Ganane from Colbinaban. 3 votes Lucas Hill, Colbinaban. LBU versus Elmore. 1 vote Dylan Keefe, LBU. 2 votes Greg McGovern, LBU. 3 votes Nathan Dyson from LBU. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote Carl Obbs from Heathcote. 2 votes Benjamin Haynes from White Hills. 3 votes Daniel Waldron from White Hills. Round 16. Heathcote versus LBU. 1 vote Carl Obbs from Heathcote. 2 votes Jess Howlett from Lockington. 3 votes Joshua Griggs from LBU. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote Bailey Wingrove, North Bendigo. 2 votes Michael Rourke from North Bendigo. 3 votes Jeremy Lambden, North Bendigo. Colbinaban versus White Hills. 1 vote Damon Brennan, White Hills. 2 votes Lucas Hill, Colbinaban. 3 votes Conan Dickman, White Hills. Leachville Gunbower versus Huntly. 1 vote Brad Chalmers from Huntly. 2 votes Marcus McKenna from Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes Jordan Gladman, Huntly.
Okay, after round 16, just 2 rounds left to go in the Tom Morgan medal. On 12 votes, we have Jeremy Lambden from North Bendigo. On 13 votes from Colbinaban is Lucas Hill. On 14 votes from White Hills is Daniel Waldron. And still leading the count out by 3 on 17 votes from Huntly is Brad Chalmers.
Right, round 17, Huntly versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote Alex Hand from Mount Pleasant. 2 votes Jared Alford, Huntly. 3 votes Mackenzie Whittle, Huntly. LBU versus Colbinaban. 1 vote Lucas Hill from Colbo. 2 votes Matthew Dunham from LBU. 3 votes Charlie Taylor from Colbinaban. White Hills versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote Brent Hamlin from White Hills. 2 votes Daniel Waldron from White Hills. 3 votes Lachlan Hoomsman from White Hills. Hope I've got that right. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote Jeremy Lambden, North Bendigo. 2 votes Michael Rourke from North Bendigo. 3 votes Braden Oates, North Bendigo. Last round, Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote Blake Finlay, Heathcote. 2 votes Jai Formosa from Heathcote. 3 votes William Pointer, Heathcote. Colbinaban versus North Bendigo. 1 vote Jeremy Lambden from North Bendigo. 2 votes Jordan Collins from North Bendigo. 3 votes Stephen Toohey from Colbinaban. Leachville Gunbower versus LBU. 1 vote Tom Brereton from Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes Josh Howlett from LBU. 3 votes Matthew Hinks, LBU. And the last vote, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote Jeremy Brewer, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes Jake Hill from Mount Pleasant. 3 votes Troy Cravino from Mount Pleasant. Thank you. think we have a winner.
Thanks, Leo. That concludes the count for the Tom Morgan Medal for the best and fairest in the reserve grade football. On 14 votes, we have Jeremy Lambden from North Bendigo. Also on 14 from Colbinaban is Lucas Hill. Our runner-up on 16 votes from White Hills is Daniel Waldron, and getting over the line by 1 vote. Congratulations to Bradley Chalmers from Huntley, who wins the Tom Morgan Medal on 17 votes. Just recapping there, the Tom Morgan medalist for 2018 for the best and fairest in the reserves grade football is Brad Chalmers from the Huntley Football Netball Club. In a tight count, Daniel Waldron runner-up on 16 votes from White Hills, and Lucas Hill from Colbinaban on 14 votes, and Jeremy Lambden from North Bendigo also on 14 votes. So congratulations to all of those players. Just a quick recap, we're about to head into the first of our 2 main counts for the night in the A-grade netball and the senior football. Just recapping, Dominique Palmer from Colbinaban winning the 15 and under netball, Abby Romenko the 17 and under netball from Elmore. Our David Ralston medalist was Jai Formosa as the best and fairest in the under-17 football. The B Reserve Netball League medalist is Sarah Makepeace from Elmore. The B-grade medalist from White Hills, Julianne Baldock in the B-grade netball. The A Reserve Netball, Alyssa Cole from White Hills. And the reserves grade football, the Tom Morgan medal, has just been won by Bradley Chalmers from Huntley on 17 votes. It's now time to head into our A-grade count, the Esther Cheatley medal for 2018. And I'll hand you over to Judy and Claire Lowe to call the cards.
Round 1. Leachville Gumbauer versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, M. Brereton, Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes, A. Weston, North Bendigo. 3 votes, J. Holman, Leachville Gumbauer. Mount Pleasant versus LBU. 1 vote, B. Pinner, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, M. Baird, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, K. McCann, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus White Hills. 1 vote, K. McPhee, Huntley. 2 votes, D. Weehee, White Hills. 3 votes, S. Keeley, White Hills. Colbinaban versus Elmore. 1 vote, E. Cobbledick, Colbinaban. 2 votes, C. Demio, Elmore. 3 votes, C. Geary, Colbinaban. Round 2. Elmore versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote, S. Donnell, Elmore. 2 votes, A. Hay, Elmore. 3 votes, K. Donahue, Leachville Gumbauer. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote, L. Closter, Heathcote. 2 votes, B. Lawford, Colbinaban. 3 votes, K. Churnside, Colbinaban. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, K. McCann, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, C. Moore, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, S. Reardon, Mount Pleasant. LBU versus Huntley. 1 vote, A. Jenkin, Huntley. 2 votes, K. Bell, Huntley. 3 votes, S. Bacon, LBU. Round 3. Leachville Gumbauer versus Heathcote. 1 vote, B. Shaddock, Heathcote. 2 votes, C. Vanderhont, Donjon, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes, L. Closter, Heathcote. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, P. Bickley, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, B. Pinner, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, K. McCann, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, A. Waterman, Huntley. 2 votes, A. Weston, North Bendigo. 3 votes, K. Bell, Huntley. White Hills versus LBU. 1 vote, L. Bowles, White Hills. 2 votes A. Close, White Hills. 3 votes D. Weehee, White Hills. Round 4. Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote F. Hasthorpe, Heathcote. 2. Haley Martinello, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes Kate McCann, Mount Pleasant. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote K. Niven, Elmore. 2 votes K. Bell, Huntley. 3 votes A. Hay, Elmore. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 R. Morrissey, White Hills. 2 D. Sawyer, White Hills. 3 AG Close, White Hills. Colbernabin versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote E. Cobbledick, Colbernabin. 2 votes S. Drover, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes O. McAvoy, Colbernabin. Round 5. LBU versus North Bendigo. 1 vote E. Lucas, North Bendigo. 2 C. Gallagher, LBU. 3 B. Parker, North Bendigo. Mount Pleasant versus Colbernabin. 1 vote K. McCann, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes B. Lawford, Colbernabin. 3 E. Cobbledick, Colbernabin. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote B. Shaddock, Heathcote. 2 votes K. Bell, Huntley. 3 votes A. Jenkin, Huntley. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 L. Bowles, White Hills. 2 votes A.G. Close, White Hills. 3 votes R. Morrissey, White Hills. Round 6. Leachville Gumbauer versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote J. Holman, Leachville Gumbauer. 2 votes C. Moore, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes H. Martinello, Mount Pleasant. Colbernabin versus Huntley. 1 vote K. McPhee, Huntley. 2 votes L. Dupay, Colbernabin. 3 votes B. Lawford, Colbernabin. Elmore versus LBU. 1 vote A. Hay, Elmore. 2 votes C. Gallagher, LBU. 3 votes K. Nicol Smith, Elmore. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote D. Sawyer, White Hills. 2 votes R. Morrissey, White Hills. 3 votes D. Weehee, White Hills. Round 7. LBU versus Heathcote. 1 S. Bacon, LBU. 2 L. Closter, Heathcote. 3 A. Turner, LBU. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote L. Daly, North Bendigo. 2 votes M. Corbett, Elmore. 3 votes C. Demio, Elmore. White Hills versus Colbernabin. 1 vote K. Churnside, Colbernabin. 2 votes O. McAvoy, Colbernabin. 3 votes L. Dupay, Colbernabin. Huntley versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote E. Jenkin, Huntley. 2 votes K. Bell, Huntley. 3 votes K. McPhee, Huntley. Round 8. Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote L. Hamilton, Huntley. 2 votes A. Jenkin, Huntley. 3 votes K. McPhee, Huntley. Colbernabin versus LBU. 1 vote T. Ogden, LBU. 2 votes K, Churnside, Colbinabbin. 3 votes B, Lawford, Colbinabbin. Leachville, Gumbower versus White Hills. 1 vote R, Morrissey, White Hills. 2 votes Danielle Sawyer, White Hills. 2 votes AG, Close, White Hills. 3 votes. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote L, Gloucester, Heathcote. 2 votes B, Parker, North Bendigo. 3 votes F, Hasthorpe, Heathcote. Round 9. Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote C, Demio, Elmore. 2 votes L, Gloucester, Heathcote. 3 votes J, Reed, Elmore. North Bendigo versus Colbinabbin. 1 vote R, Scanlon, North Bendigo. 2 votes B, Lawford, Colbinabbin. 3 votes G, Roger, Colbinabbin. LBU versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote M, McIntosh, LBU. 2 votes B, Grundy, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes R, Eade, LBU. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote AG Close, White Hills. 2 votes D, Sawyer, White Hills. 3 votes D, Weehee, White Hills. Round 10. North Bendigo versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote A, Western, North Bendigo. 2 votes K, Wishart, Leachville Gumbower. 3 votes E, Lucas, North Bendigo. LBU versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote A, Turner, LBU. 2 votes M, Baird, LBU. 3 votes H, Martinello, Mount Pleasant. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote L, Bowles, White Hills. 2 votes D, Sawyer, White Hills. 3 votes A, Gilmore, White Hills. Elmore versus Colbinabbin. 1 vote I, Nicol Smith, Elmore. 2 votes K, Churnside, Colbinabbin. 3 votes B, Lawford, Colbinabbin.
Thank you, Claire. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before it disappears off the screen, and what a leaderboard it is to start the Esther Cheatley Medal. In 5th place on 11 votes, we have Anna Grace Close from White Hills. Also on 11, Kim Bell from Huntley, as is Danny Weehee from White Hills and Kate McCann from Mount Pleasant. And leading the count, last year's winner on 13 votes from Colbinabbin, Bridie Lawford.
Round 11. Leachville Gumbower v Elmore. 1 vote J, Holman, Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes I, Nicol Smith, Elmore. 3 votes K, Niven, Elmore. Colbinabbin versus Heathcote. 1 vote K, Churnside, Colbinabbin. 2 votes T, Marchbank, Colbinabbin. 3 votes M, Ryan, Colbinabbin. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote J, Reed, North Bendigo. 2 votes B, Pinner, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes H, Martinello, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus LBU. 1 vote K, Bell, Huntley. 2 votes R, Eade, LBU. 3 votes A, Jenkin, Huntley. Round 12. Heathcote versus Leachville Gumbower. 1 vote C, Hay, Leachville Gumbower. 2 votes J, Holman, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes, Courtney West, Leachville Gumbauer. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, J Norton, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, H Martinello, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, A Hay, Elmore. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote, S Appleby, Huntley. 2 votes, Emma Jenkin, Huntley. 3 votes, K Bell, Huntley. LBU versus White Hills. 1 vote, D Sawyer, White Hills. 2 votes, A Gilmore, White Hills. 3 votes, AG Close, White Hills. Round 13. 1 vote, L Gloucester, Heathcote. 2 votes, G Edie, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, C Walsh, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote, L Philbrick, Huntley. 2 votes, I Nicole Smith, Elmore. 3 votes, A Jenkin, Huntley. White Hills versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, S Fern, White Hills. 2 votes, D Sawyer, White Hills. 3 votes, AG Close, White Hills. Leachville Gumbauer versus Colburn-Abbon. 1 vote, L Dupay, Colburn-Abbon. 2 votes, B Lawford, Colburn-Abbon. 3 votes, O McAvoy, Colburn-Abbon.
Okay, let's take a look at the leaderboard after round 13 as we get a little closer to crowning our Esther Cheatley medalist for the A-grade netball best and fairest in 2018. And it remains pretty tight. On 12 votes is Danielle Sawyer from White Hills, as is Ashley Jenkin from Huntley. On 13 votes, we have Hayley Martinello from Mount Pleasant. And on 15 votes, we have Colburn-Abbon's Bridie Lawford and Kim Bell from Huntley, also on 15 votes. And leading the count after 13 rounds from White Hills is Anna Grace Close on 17 votes.
Round 14. North Bendigo versus Lockington Benmorn United. 1 vote, Al Daly, North Bendigo. 2 votes, M McIntosh, LBU. 3 votes, R Scanlon, North Bendigo. Colburn-Abbon versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, K Churnside, Colburn-Abbon. 2 votes, Georgia Rogers, Colburn-Abbon. 3 votes, B Lawford, Colburn-Abbon. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote, F Hasthorpe, Heathcote. 2 votes, K McPhee, Huntley. 3 votes, J Baker, Huntley. Elmore versus White Hills. 1 vote, Holly Hildebrand, Elmore. 2 votes, Danielle Sawyer, White Hills. 3 votes, R Morrissey, White Hills. Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote, C Webb, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, M Bade, Mount Pleasant. 3 votes, P Bickley, Mount Pleasant. Huntley versus Colburn-Abbon. 1 vote, K Churnside, Colburn-Abbon. 2 votes, A Jenkin, Huntley. 3 votes, O McAvoy, Colburn-Abbon. LBU versus Elmore. 1, I Nicole Smith, Elmore. 2 votes, R Don, LBU. 3 votes, M Corbett, Elmore. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote F. Hasthorpe, Heathcote. 2 votes L. Bowles, White Hills. 3 votes D. Weehee, White Hills. Round 16. Heathcote versus LBU. 1 vote R. Don't. LBU. 2 votes F. Hasthorpe, Heathcote. 3 votes L. Gloucester, Heathcote. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote S. McDougall, North Bendigo. 2 votes J. Reid, North Bendigo. 3 votes A. Hay, Elmore. Coleman versus White Hills. 1 vote A.G. Close, White Hills. 2 votes A. Gilmore, White Hills. 3 votes D. Weehee, White Hills. Leachville Gumbow versus Huntley. 1 vote S. Appleby, Huntley. 2 votes E. Jenkin, Huntley. 3 votes K. Bell, Huntley.
Okay, with just 2 rounds to go in the Esther Cheatley medal, let's take a look at the leaderboard, and it's pretty jam-packed at the top. On 14 votes, we have Danielle Sawyer from White Hills. Also on 14 votes from Huntley is Ashley Jenkin. On 17 votes from White Hills, Danny Weehee. On 18 votes, a 3-way tie with 2 rounds left to count. From Huntley, we have Kim Bell. From Colbanaban, last year's winner, Bridie Lawford. And also last year's runner-up from White Hills, Anna Grace Close. Just 2 rounds to go to count the Esther Cheatley medal for 2018.
Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote, K. McCann, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, K. McPhee, Huntley. 3 votes, K. Bell, Huntley. LBU versus Colbanaban. 1 vote, R. Don, LBU. 2 votes, M. Ryan, Colbanaban. 3 votes, E. Cobbledick, Colbanaban. White Hills versus Leachville Gumbauer. 1 vote, B. Deary, White Hills. 2 votes, L. Bowles, White Hills. 3 votes, A. Gilmore, White Hills. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote, T. McCohen, Heathcote. 2 votes, E. Lucas, North Bendigo. 3 votes, E. Hasthorpe, Heathcote. Round 18, Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote, S. Donnell, Elmore. 2 votes, L. Gloucester, Heathcote. 3 votes, M. Corbett, Elmore. Colbanaban versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, K. Churnside, Colbanaban. 2 votes, B. Lawford, Colbanaban. 3 votes, Georgia Rogers, Colbanaban. Leachville Gumbau versus LBU. 1 vote, R. Eade, Lockington, Beaumont United. 2 votes, T. Brereton, Leachville Gumbauer. 3 votes, J. Holman, Leachville Gumbauer. And Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote goes to J. Norton, Mount Pleasant. 2 votes, B. Deary, White Hills. And 3 votes, Lauren Bowles, White Hills.
Thank you, Claire. That concludes the count for the Esther Cheatley medal as the best and fairest in the A-grade netball for 2018. And what a great count it was. In 5th place on 15 votes from Heathcote, Lorraine Closter. On 17 votes, we have Danny Weehee from White Hills. In 3rd place on 18 votes from White Hills, Anna Grace Close. On 20 votes, runner-up from Colbinaban is Bridie Lawford. And on 21 votes, congratulations to this year's Esther Cheatley medalist from Huntly, Kim Bell. A fantastic count. Kim coming ahead there by just the 1 vote, which is a fantastic achievement from Anna Grace, last year's runner-up from White Hills on 18 votes, and Bridie Lawford, last year's winner from Colbinaban on 18 votes. Just recapping back through some of our winners from earlier this evening before we jump into the Sam Cheatley medal for the best and fairest in the senior football. The 15 and under netball winner was Dominique Palmer from Colbinaban on 25 votes. The 17 and under netball was Abby Ramenko from Elmore on 22 votes. The 17 and under football, the David Ralston medal went to Jai Formosa from Heathcote on 32 votes. The B Reserve netball winner was Sarah Makepeace from Elmore on 24 votes. On 23 votes, the winner of the B grade netball medal from White Hills was Julianne Baldock. Alyssa Cole was the winner from White Hills of the A Reserve netball on 21 votes. The reserves medal, the Tom Morgan medal, went to Brad Chalmers from Huntly on 17 votes. And as we just heard there, in a great count for the Esther Cheatley medalist, it was Kim Bell from Huntly taking the top prize on 21 votes. I'll now hand you over for the calling of the Sam Cheatley medal for the Senior Football Best and Fairest winner for 2018 to Leo Demio and your caller, Peter Cole.
Thank you, Sean. Just before I start, I'd like to thank a couple of people tonight in Damien Kerrins for this wonderful viewing that we're all seeing tonight, and to our General Manager, Jan Manis, who without her untiring efforts, this vote count wouldn't have gone ahead like this. So thank you to those two people. Okay, round 1, Leachville Gunbower versus North Bendigo. 1 vote, Daniel Reid, North Bendigo. 2 votes, Lincoln Sieben, Leachville Gunbower. 3 votes, Jack Gleeson, Leachville Gunbower. Mount Pleasant versus Lockington Bermorm. 1 vote, Zeke Johnson, Lockington Bermorm. 2 votes, Daniel Marr, Lockington Bermorm. And 3 votes, Liam Main, Lockington Bermorm. Huntly versus White Hills. 1 vote, Stacey Fist, Huntly. 2 votes, Rhett Sutton, Huntly. 3 votes, Luke Mann from Huntly. Colbinaban versus Elmore. 1 vote, Mitch McAvoy, Colbinaban. 2 votes, Nick Knight, Colbinaban. 3 votes, Elliot Bowen from Colbinaban. Round 2, Elmore versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote, Matt Perry from Leachville Gunbower. 2 votes, Daniel Cowenberg from Leachville Gunbower, and 3 votes, Mitchell Bruns from Leachville Gunbower. Heathcote versus Colbinaban. 1 vote is Hezekiah Lawrence from Colbinaban. 2 votes was from Heathcote, Bradley Morgan, and 3 votes from Colbinaban was Hugh Barlow. North Bendigo versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to North Bendigo, Troy Kelm. 2 votes to North Bendigo, Jared Finlay, and 3 votes to North Bendigo, Jeremy Mills. LBU versus Huntly. 1 vote to Fraser Monahan from Lockington Bermorm United. 2 votes from Huntly was Doug Thomas, and 3 votes from Huntly was Josh Dickerson. Round 3, Leachville Gunbower versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Leachy Gunbower, Matt Perry. 2 votes for Leachy Gunbower to Liam Guinin, and 3 votes to Leachy Gunbower was Michael Pilcher. Mount Pleasant versus Elmore. 1 vote, Mount Pleasant, Tom Pontel. 2 votes to Elmore to Nathan Brewster, and 3 votes to Mount Pleasant's Charles Trotman. Huntly versus North Bendigo. 1 vote to Huntly to Doug Thomas. 2 votes to Huntly's Luke Semmel, and 3 votes North Bendigo to Troy Kelm. White Hills versus Lockington Bermorm United. 1 vote to Lockington Bermorm's Xavier Kelly. 2 votes to Lockington Bermorm's Thomas Leach, and 3 votes to Lockington Bermorm United is Liam Main. Round 4, Heathcote versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Dale Young. 2 votes to Heathcote's Jake Condon, and 3 votes to Mount Pleasant's Charles Trotman. Elmore versus Huntley. 1 vote to Huntley's Josh Evans, 2 votes to Huntley's Phil Ryan, and 3 votes to Huntley's Jack Daly. North Bendigo versus White Hills. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Jared Finlay, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Sean Morris, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Troy Kelm. Colburn Adam versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote to Colburn Adams' David Price, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Matthew Pollock, and 3 votes to Colburn Adams' Nathaniel Nixon. Round 5. Lockington Baum United and North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Darcy Richards, and 3 votes to North Bendigo Tyson Finlay. Mount Pleasant versus Colburn Adam. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Charles Trotman, 2 votes to Colburn Adams' Ryan Hon, and 3 votes to Mount Pleasant's Ben Waitman. Huntley versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Huntley's Ryan Semmel, 2 votes to Huntley's Luke Semmel, and 3 votes to Huntley's Josh Evans. White Hills versus Elmore. 1 vote to White Hills' Christopher Bedford, 2 votes to Elmore's Jack Hayes, and 3 votes to White Hills' David Wright. We're into round 6. Leachville Gunbower versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Jake Van Dongen, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Lee Pollock. Colburn Adam versus Huntley. 1 vote to Colburn Adams' Nick Knight, 2 votes to Huntley's Luke Semmel, and 3 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel. Elmore versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote to Lockington Bemorm United's Jeremy Mundy, 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United Jared Bacon, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm's Zeke Johnson. Heathcote versus White Hills. 1 vote to White Hills' David Wright, 2 votes to Heathcote's Angelo Romagnano, and 3 votes to Heathcote's Thomas Payne. We're up to round 7 as Lockington Bemorm United versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Heathcote's Dylan Hardy, 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Jeremy Mundy, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Jared Bacon. North Bendigo versus Elmore. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Sean Morris, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jared Finlay. White Hills versus Colburn Adam. 1 vote to Colburn Adams' Paddy O'Brien, 2 votes to White Hills' David Wright, and 3 votes to Colburn Adams' Alexander Van Ruswick. And Huntley versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbower's Lee Pollock, 2 votes to Huntley's Jaden Cowling, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Timmy Lincoln. We're up to round 8, which is Mount Pleasant versus Huntley. 1 vote to Huntley's Rhett Sutton, 2 votes to Huntley's Harry Whittle, and 3 votes went to Huntley's Ryan Semmel. Colburn Adam versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote to Colburn Adams' Dan Hill, 2 votes to Colburn Adams' Paddy O'Brien, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Bart Phillips. Leachville Gunbower versus White Hills. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbower's Liam Ganin, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Jake Van Dongen, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson. Heathcote versus North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Darcy Richards, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Tyson Finlay, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Aaron Craig. We're up to round 9, which is Elmore versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Heathcote's Jake Condon, 2 votes to Heathcote's Thomas Payne, and 3 votes to Heathcote's Dan Russell. North Bendigo versus Colbernabon. 1 vote to Colbernabon's Mitchell Bright. 2 votes to North Bendigo's Sean Morris. And 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills. Lockington Bemorm United versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbower's Ryan Prendergast. 2 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Tim Lincoln. White Hills versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Nick Edwards. 2 votes to White Hills' David Wright, and 3 votes to Mount Pleasant's Mitch Bennett. And we're up to round 10. North Bendigo versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson. 2 votes to North Bendigo's Aaron Craig, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jared Finlay. Lockington Bemorm United versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Mount's Charles Trotman. 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Liam Main, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United Marcus Angove. White Hills versus Huntley. 1 vote to Huntley Jesse Galea. 2 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel, and 3 votes to White Hills' Reece Irwin. And the last vote in round 10 is Elmore versus Colbernabon. 1 vote to Colbernabon's Mitch Bright. 2 votes to Colbernabon's Sam Vale, and 3 votes to Colbernabon's Nick Knight.
Thanks, Peter. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before it disappears off the screens. And again, just like the Esther Cheatley medal in the netball, the football count is very tight after 10 rounds. On 8 votes, we have Dave Wright from White Hills, Charles Trotman from Mount Pleasant, and Liam from LBU. On 9 votes, Ryan Semmel from Huntley, Jared Finlay from North Bendigo, and Jeremy Mills also from North Bendigo. And leading the count by 1 after 10 rounds from Leachville Gunbower on 10 votes is Jack Gleeson.
Okay, on to round 11. Leachville Gunbower versus Elmore. Leachville Gunbower 1 vote to Matt Pollock. 2 votes to Leachville Gunbower's Matt Ladson, and 3 votes went to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson. Colbernabon versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Heathcote's Jake Condon. 2 votes to Colbernabon's Hugh Hamilton, be the youngest 2-voter I think we'd ever have, and 3 votes to Colbo's Ryan Hon. Mount Pleasant versus North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Bill Robertson. 2 votes to North Bendigo's Lockie Ford, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills. Huntley versus Lockington. Lockington Bemorm United 1 vote went to Zeke Johnson. 2 votes went to Lockington Bemorm United's Tyler Phillips, and 3 votes went to Lockington Bemorm United's Bart Phillips. On to round 12, which is Heathcote versus Leachville Gunbower. 1 vote went to Heathcote's Dan Russell. 2 votes went to Leachville Gunbower's Jack Gleeson, and 3 votes went to Leachville Gunbower's Jake Van Dongen. Elmore versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Tom Pontel. 2 votes to Mount Pleasant's Charles Trotman, and 3 votes went to Mount Pleasant's Ben Waitman. North Bendigo versus Huntley. 1 vote to North Bendigo Tyson Finlay, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Troy Kelm, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills. And Lockington Bemorm United and White Hills. 1 vote to White Hills was Riley Dickens, 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Liam Main, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Zeke Johnson. Moving on to round 13, which is Mount Pleasant versus Heathcote. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Ben Waitman, 2 votes to Heathcote's Lewis Piccolo, and 3 votes to Heathcote's Kyle Siddell. Huntley versus Elmore. 1 vote to Huntley's Josh Harris, 2 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel, and 3 votes to Huntley's Luke Mann. White Hills and North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Darcy Richards, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Brodie Thompson, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Sean Morris. And the last one in round 13 is Leachville Gunbow versus Colburn Abham. 1 vote to Colburn Abham's Alexander Van Ryswick. 2 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Liam Guninin. And 3 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Mitch Bruns.
Okay, we'll take another look at the leaderboard to see if there's been much change as we are after round 13 in the Sam Cheatley medal. On 10 votes, we have Charlie Trotman from Mount Pleasant. Also on 10 votes, Liam Main from LBU. Ryan Semmel from Huntley on 11 votes. And joint leaders after 13 rounds in the Sam Cheatley medal on 15 votes, Jeremy Mills from North Bendigo and Jack Gleeson from Leachville Gunbow.
Okay, round 14, North Bendigo versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Aaron Craig, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Lachlan Ford, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Jared Finlay. Colburn Abham versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote to Mount's Nick Edwards, 2 votes to Colburn Abham's Mitch Bright, and 3 votes to Colburn Abham's Damien Carmody. Heathcote versus Huntley. 1 vote to Huntley's Harry Whittle, 2 votes to Heathcote's Dan Russell, and 3 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel. Elmore versus White Hills. White Hills 1 vote David Wright, 2 votes to White Hills Christopher Bedford, and 3 votes to White Hills Gavin Bowles. Round 15, Mount Pleasant versus Leachville Gunbow. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbow Matty Pollock, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Liam Guninin, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Matt Perry. Huntley versus Colburn Abham. 1 vote to Huntley Phil Ryan, 2 votes to Huntley's Dougie Thomas, and 3 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel. Lockington Bemorm United versus Elmore. 1 vote to Lockington Bemorm United's Zeke Johnson, 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Tommy Leach, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Tyler Phillips. White Hills versus Heathcote. 1 vote to White Hills Dave Wright, 2 votes to White Hills Gavin Bowles, and 3 votes to White Hills Jake Allport. Round 16. Heathcote versus Lockington Bemorm United. 1 vote to Lockington Bemorm United's Lockie Collins, 2 votes to Lockington Bemorm United Bart Phillips, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Zeke Johnson. Elmore versus North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Benny Knight, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Jared Finlay, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Darcy Richards. Colburn Abham versus White Hills. 1 vote to Colburn Abham's William Lowe, 2 votes to Colburn Abham's Nick Knight, and 3 votes to Colburn Abham's Alexander Van Ryswick. And the last vote in round 16 is Leachville Gunbow versus Huntley. 1 vote to Leachville Gunbow's Matt Perry, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Jake Van Dongen, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Timmy Lincoln.
Okay, with just 2 rounds left to go in the Sam Cheatley medal for the senior football best and fairest, let's take a look at the leaderboard. And on 12 votes, we have Zeke Johnston from LBU. On 14 votes, Jared Finlay from North Bendigo. On 15 votes, also from North Bendigo, Jeremy Mills. And on 15 votes is Leachville Gunbow's Jack Gleeson. And our leader with 2 rounds left to go on 17 votes from Huntley is Ryan Semmel.
Okay, down to the business. Round 17, Huntley versus Mount Pleasant. 1 vote Mount Pleasant, Ben Waitman. 2 votes to Huntley's Ryan Semmel, and 3 votes to Huntley's Harry Whittle. Lockington Bemorm United versus Colburn Abham. 1 vote Lockington Bemorm United's Jeremy Mundy, 2 votes to Colburn Abham's Mitch Bright, and 3 votes to Lockington Bemorm United's Marcus Angove. White Hills versus Leachville Gunbow. 1 vote to Joshua Flight from White Hills, 2 votes to Jake Allport of White Hills, and 3 votes to Russell de Groot from Leachville Gumbow. North Bendigo versus Heathcote. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Aaron Craig, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Sean Morris, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Darcy Richards. And round 18, Heathcote versus Elmore. 1 vote to Heathcote's Thomas Burke, 2 votes to Elmore's James Harney, and 3 votes to Elmore's Nathan Brewster. Colburn versus North Bendigo. 1 vote to North Bendigo's Aaron Craig, 2 votes to North Bendigo's Jeremy Mills, and 3 votes to North Bendigo's Troy Kelm. Leachville Gunbow versus Lockington Bermorm United. 1 vote to Lockington Bermorm United's Ricky Walsh, 2 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Tim Lincoln, and 3 votes to Leachville Gunbow's Matt Pollock. And the last set of votes for this year, Mount Pleasant versus White Hills. 1 vote to Mount Pleasant's Edward Ratcliffe, 2 votes to White Hills' Jake Allport, and 3 votes to Mount Pleasant's Ben Waitman.
Thanks, Peter. That concludes the counting of the Sam Cheatley Medal for 2018. Let's have a look at the results. On 12 votes, Troy Kelm from North Bendigo. Also on 12, Zeke Johnston from LBU. On 14 votes, Jared Finlay from North Bendigo. On 15 votes from Leachville Gunbower, Jack Gleeson. Our runner-up in the Sam Cheatley Medal from North Bendigo on 17 votes is Jeremy Mills. And the winner for the 3rd time, the Sam Cheatley medalist for 2018 on 19 votes from Huntley, Ryan Semmel. Ryan's been one of our premier midfielders for a number of years now, game 100 this year, and this is his 3rd Sam Cheatley medal, having won in 2013, 2016 and 2018, which I think is probably a league record. I'm unsure if anyone else has won it 3 times, but don't quote me, but we'll check the history books and find that out. So congratulations to you, Ryan, on 19 votes. Jeremy 2 votes back on 17. And Jack Gleeson's come into the competition this year and has proven fantastic for Leachville Gunbower on 15 votes. I can recap quickly the winners for tonight. The 15 and under netball medalist was Dominique Palmer for Colburn on 25 votes. Abby Romenko from Elmore on 22 votes won the under 17 netball. The David Ralston medal went to Jaifa Mosa from Heathcote on 32 votes. Sarah Makepeace, the winner of the B Reserve medal from Elmore on 24 votes. The B grade medalist Julianne Baldock from White Hills on 23. The A Reserve netball went to Alyssa Cole from White Hills on 21 votes. The Reserves football, the Tom Morgan medal to Brad Chalmers of Huntley on 17 votes. The A grade, the Esther Cheatley medalist for 2018 from Huntley on 21 votes was Kim Bell. And as we have just mentioned, the Sam Cheatley medalist for 2018 and his 3rd Sam Cheatley medal going to Huntley's Ryan Semmel. Congratulations to all winners tonight on their fantastic season. Don't forget presentation day for those winners coming up on Sunday the 2nd of September at the Bendigo Club. I'm sure Jan will be sending out some details to clubs as reminders. Good luck to all teams for the remainder of the finals, and on behalf of the Heathcote District Football Netball League Board, thank you for listening tonight and good night.